recording.
That is my plan, should I ever go down that path. Anyways, when last we left our heroes, it was a game of extremes. Terrain and Rodith spent their time with Chrysalinar as Rodith began the arduous process of convincing his father that he is indeed still alive. Finding a withered shut-in, Rodith saw him go from begging for his own death, holding him at sword point, and eventually embracing him as a son.
It was just like Thanksgiving.
They spoke of what had happened to one another at length before Rodith departed for the day, searching for clues on the death of his mother. Meanwhile, Bondro, Jenna, and Titius set about exploring the town, venturing out to Libster Orchards, where while they picked fruit, they spoke at length with Jojen Ibanez on the ghastly murders that had occurred some 7 years ago and how the town fell apart. Hearing that the murderer's widow was still in town, they went off to speak with her, who, after some uncertainty, gave them some fresh-baked cookies and answered their questions as best she could. They departed with bundles of more cookies in hand, and before meeting back up with the group for a show put on by Tor. But some people were not easily satisfied. Bondro was suspicious of the sweet old woman that had been shunned by this town, sneaking back to her house after she had gone to sleep. After destroying the outside of her home and scaring the bejesus out of her, he snuck into her house to investigate why she had so many baked goods. After a rather complicated series of events, a sleep spell caused her to bash her head in on the table and begin bleeding out. Despite his efforts, her body went still and cold in his hands. He quickly employed some water to make it appear that she'd slipped, and returned back to the tavern to his bed. We rejoined the party as they awakened the next day. Oh boy.
This is gonna go great. Just saying that right now.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
I'm preparing a meme for Bondro as we speak.
This is what he meant by like going someplace and just fucking everything up. And I'm pointing at you, Jordan.
all right, now, Bondro, describe for me your morning routine.
Probably be wake up, make sure I have everything. It wasn't stolen in the middle of the night. I don't take my clothes off, by the way. I sleep in my outfit.
Understood.
Gross.
Just make sure I have everything, and then put my guns into my holsters. Back my hair, hat on, presentation, my face. Leave. That's it.
All right. Well, as you wake up this morning and begin patting, the usual process of patting yourself down, your chest just feels a little bit tender. As you look down to where your hand's touching on your white shirt, you can see there's these splotches stained the brown red of dried blood.
On the shirt or on the coat as well?
Just on the shirt.
Just on the shirt. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take everything off, or the shirt off. And
Well, as you take the shirt off, you look at your chest and you see that there's actually an open wound there,
oh, that's probably good.
and it forms something familiar to you. The word shame.
Okay.
Carved right into your chest.
Let's just go ahead, put that check on and button my jacket up real tight. And I'll deal with that later.
As you slip your boots back on, you can also note that there's a thick layer of dried mud on them.
That's fine.
Before you step out the door, the rest of you arise from your slumber uneventfully. Thaddeus, you wake up in the same strange room as last time. As you guys wake up and catch your breakfast in the pair of black antlers, Addie is pushing the watercress salad real hard.
Tor's room's being paid via her performances using the actor and stuff. Okay, just making sure.
No worries.
She had no money.
I am not eating this salad. I can't even make him eat this shit.
Well, I have some leftover pie. I don't have much left. I'll have to go pick some up, but should be good to go.
I'll take pie.
Yeah, I'll take pie.
And she sets out some nice some cherry pie, a little bit of apple.
Spent some time up in my room doing a little bit of prayer before I come down.
Anything in particular?
Is that what you call it?
No, basically just preparing spells for the day.
Oh, okay.
I need to. Oh no, all mine are prepared.
Jenna, what are you doing this fine morning?
Jenna's. What am I doing actually? I guess she's having breakfast at this point. Jenna at this point is in Abernath to support her friends.
Would you say she's more of like a? Would she be up for pie for breakfast? Would she want more like of a meaty breakfast?
She wants protein. She wants.
All
protein.
right. You're able to get yourself a couple of nice plump sausages with a side of hash browns.
Plenty of protein and watercress.
As you guys sit there eating, Bondro strolls out, his jacket bundled up real tight real tight against him.
How cold is it?
It's starting to transition into the colder part of fall.
The chili Bondro?
I want it.
It's starting to get a bit chilly.
We still got all the cold weather gear from the giant adventure, right?
Oh yeah.
I did
It's
catch him in a
all party
lie last night. I think I might use my wand
You might use your wand.
under the table. I'm going to use Detect Thoughts on Bondro again.
All right. Casting Detect Thoughts really quickly. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check as you
Oh, my best
grab the
kind.
wand out from under the table.
Yeah, good
Oh,
luck
nice.
with that. Sure.
Bondro, you see Tidius fumbling with something by his leg as you
His
come
passive
out.
perception like 22 or something.
Yeah, his passive perception is 20.
Yes. Do I have any clue what it is, or?
He's just fumbling around by his leg.
I'll just assume he's not using Mage Hand this time. It's probably good.
I don't have Mage Hand.
Little awkward now, but no, I mean.
Alright, but so Tidius can hear your what's you're actively thinking about.
Okay. Probably. Do I see Rodith?
Rodith hasn't come down yet. He's busy. He's doing his morning prayers. He's generally a bit slow coming down.
Okay, good. Then, in that case, my active thought is probably something nice and safe, like what's for breakfast? Oh, you know what?
Hey, Bondro, why are you wearing that
That
jacket
is-
like that?
My surface thought is, why is Tidius jacking off right now?
Hey, Bondro, are you cold? Why are you wearing your jacket?
Oh. So now, I don't
So
think I
now
need
what
to
are your
explain what my
active thoughts?
surface thoughts are. Damn it.
So what are your surface thoughts?
Probably
Left, right, left, right.
Probably it's all right. He doesn't suspect a thing. Tieflings are resistant to fire, so I'm just used to warmer climates. Yeah, and then I will say, it's just a bit chilly out here. You know, we're used to more hotter climates.
Oh, speaking of which, Interesting. How did that visit go last night? What did you find?
Nothing. You just sorts of baking supplies, cookies, etc. She has a donkey, apparently.
Nothing interesting happened?
Outside of me knocking over the woodpile outside, no.
So what are your thoughts now?
Oh boy. So probably, oh good, Rodent's coming. So probably they would consist of a lot of. Why is he asking these questions? Something must be wrong. Directly, and then probably did anything else like interesting happen? It'd be like, well, yes, stinking somebody died.
And the cat's out of the bag, but I'm not going to say anything, so don't worry about it. That was out of character, obviously. So I'll put my wand back away.
You see Tidius fumble again with his pants, and then he stops.
Oh. Do I notice him looking at me?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh, sorry. I just put these on a couple of minutes ago.
Sure. Gonna finally sit down now that he's finished.
Kind of uncomfortable. He wiggles a little bit. Yeah, lots of starch. Or something.
Lots of protein in them, yeah.
So, what are we doing?
You guys plans for the
I believe we all agreed we would go together to meet the marshal dude.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Shard.
Shard.
that was the last thing you guys had mentioned.
Go
Yeah,
off.
what do we-
Shard.
Remind me again, what are we meeting him for?
Let him know
Say
who we
hi.
are. Let him know who I am.
And to get Rodith not declared dead.
And find out what is inside my grave. And
Hey,
talk with it if necessary.
Hey, Rodith, were there any, like, magic users in the town when you were growing up, or, like, anyone... Wizards of the like, or anything like that you know of?
Great question.
Go ahead and make a
History check?
history check would be best. Let's see. You don't remember any magic users specifically. You do remember. You remember Falco showing you some the way spells work. He clearly has some familiarity with spellcasters, but he's never actually cast them. You've never seen him cast a spell himself.
Falco's the only one I remember. I don't remember him casting spells, but he was technically my first teacher.
And he's still around, and you wanted to go and meet up with him at some point, right?
Yeah. According
Can
to Dad, he's in the library.
Is it okay if I go with you when we do that, or when you do that?
Sure.
Cool.
It's going to be awkward.
That's all I got.
It's going to be another one of those situations where, somebody's probably going to try and pull a short sword on me and kill me, and
Why would he try to kill you?
I have no idea. Why not? Who knows?
Okay. Well.
So we're outside now.
So as you guys have that conversation, Jenna, you see Tidius excuse himself to go have a smoke. A few seconds later, Bondro Goes out for a pee.
I'm gonna go ahead and let Talon out for a bit. I haven't had him out in a while.
As he explodes onto your shoulder, not like that.
Frickin' dirty ass birds.
I think we've learned the title of this episode.
Oh shit!
Dirty ass birds.
He quickly starts picking at your sausages.
I would let him
told
have one of the sausages.
He wants them all.
You'd let him have the sausage, so he's grabbing that thing and just swallowing it whole.
Of course he is. He doesn't have teeth to chew it with.
Damn.
You should probably feed him a little bit more, Jenna.
Yeah, he has a beak.
Isn't he a magical bird?
He's out for a few minutes before Addie comes out to grab any extra plates, and she goes, oh, "Shoo! Shoo! Get out of here!"
I thought we were outside.
No, you guys are inside.
No, we're still.
I wouldn't have let him out if I thought we were inside.
Two
No,
ladies
Bondra and
out.
Tidius are outside.
Yep.
Oh.
Three of us are inside eating pie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's my pet. He's with me.
Oh, well.
I'll-
You should have told me.
My apologies.
Oh, my heart. Oh, the thunder preserved me. Okay. Anyways, she goes about collecting her plates as we cut to Bondro and Tidius outside.
So, hey. How did it go last night for real? Anything you want to tell me?
No. Not,
I will mention to remember that we are partners now.
Well, yes, but look, whatever happened tonight is less important than whatever you needed to talk about. So what's up?
And that's what I'd like to talk about.
Oh boy.
You were awfully shady when you were coming back.
All right.
Okay, let me just ask this. Is it going to piss Rodith off, and am I going to have to deal with it?
Hopefully not. Probably, but
I meant, out of character, I meant that like it's your hometown.
I know.
Probably not.
I'm hoping not anyways.
Really?
Well, I mean, look, let's be honest here. I did technically do something illegal. We're both aware of this. We're all aware of this.
So if
And
I were,
he told me specifically not to do that, so that's already one
he's gonna
step
be
in that
pissed off.
direction.
Dude, if I were to go visit with her right now, what would I find?
I don't know how early the rest of the town wakes up.
Yeah, Bondro. How do you want to respond to that insight check?
I mean, I'm not lying. I'm just not telling him
That's
anything.
an outright lie.
Well, if it's not a lie, then make a persuasion check.
7. It's at disadvantage. Whatever I do, it's at disadvantage regardless.
That's why you're like 3 levels of
Oh,
exhaustion.
that's right. You took a couple levels of exhaustion.
Isn't it
Yeah, there
3?
we go.
You don't believe whatever line he's spitting right now.
You gotta work on that exhaustion, dude. I still got one more level before I can fix that stuff.
I was
It's gonna
fine
cost you a level
until I
5
heard an
slot.
old lady.
This,
Alright, it wasn't my fault. Except it was, but
She's dead.
Um,
Jesus, Bondro.
I mean, maybe.
Did you at least find something that she's doing wrong? Please tell me she was a scumbag or something.
I didn't find anything specific, anyways.
No,
She was very saggy. I mean, there's that.
He just shakes his head sadly. You do need to keep this to yourself. Oh god, this is gonna be bad. You realize I left a bunch of platinum coins there, right? Who else in town deals with platinum?
I mean, that was from an entirely unrelated incident, though.
People know we were there.
During the day.
You need to go back and get those coins.
That's a horrible idea.
Well, it's a horrible idea to leave a person dead in their home for no reason.
Hey,
And I am of course. This is of course through the earpiece, directly to him.
Just two guys standing on the side of the road staring at each other with angry faces.
Oh no, Bundra's been actually peeing this whole time.
So I'm just staring at your eyes while you're peeing.
That is a long morning pee. Holy shit.
Yeah, you got morning wood going there.
Freaking tieflings.
Bundra only pees once every 3 weeks.
All right, so what about why are you acting like you're cold?
Because I am, really. Honestly, truthfully. It's chilly.
We're supposed to trust each other, Bondro.
If that's this, then when it's me right here, but you're not, you're questioning me.
I know, but look what I already found out.
I mean, what? Look, it's not my fault she was suspicious. Okay, it was a needed consequence. It happened. That's one problem less for us. Currently.
When he was detecting your thoughts, did you think anything about your chest?
I don't remember. What did I say to him during
I don't
that
know
time?
if you said it, but I was just wondering if you had thought about it.
Probably not.
It wouldn't have come
Not directly. More so just something I need to hide as opposed to a bat specifically.
Okay. Well, let's hope we don't all go to jail for this.
I mean, it wouldn't be us. It would just be you, probably.
Did you cover your tracks? Or did you leave a bunch of tiefling-sized footprints outside her house in the mud?
That should be fine.
You're not filling me full of confidence right now. But, all right. I'm going back in. I'm having a drink.
All right, I'll join you as soon as I'm finished.
Yeah. That's a really long pee, Bondro. Better watch out or you're going to flood the place.
Very
It's
Austin
my
Powers.
endless decanter.
Are you like, where are you peeing? Are you just peeing in the ground, or are you, the outhouse is out there? Are you peeing in the outhouse with the door open?
Sure, let's go with that. Just half in, half out of the outhouse, staring at someone next to me.
He's actually peeing into a fat man's cupped hands.
Like it's concert going peeing, where you just walk inside the porta potty and you leave the door half open while you piss.
Because you don't want to close it with a pile that's probably cresting over the lid.
Probably.
Anyways.
This is disgusting.
All right, yeah, let's move on from this.
Don't go to
please.
outdoor concerts. Anyways. You guys are able to, you head back inside, Tidius, and you guys are able to finish up your breakfast.
My first order of business is going to be heading towards Mr. Shade, or Shard.
Shard.
Will be my first
You guys
order
are
of
heading-
business.
as you guys are heading out, Tarina, you guys see, you guys see Marley, the little girl of the owners of the inn. She goes running through the tavern, like giggling with glee as she's being acting like she's being chased. But Tarina, you can see this cat person chasing after her, as if they're just playing together. She darts you a quick, disapproving look before they disappear back into the kitchen.
Why doesn't she like me?
She's not the only one. I'm just kidding.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, I said that out loud.
Okay. All right, you guys. The one who's in response. You guys head out the door. After getting quick directions, you're informed that he generally spends his time outside the wall of the northern side of the city. Or not the city, but the town. So you guys start walking your way down the main thoroughfare. One might call it a main street. As you walk down the road, you see road. If you come across a familiar face, one that the rest of you also sort of are starting to recognize, the smelly drunk that balked at you guys as you guys were coming into the town. He starts staggering up towards you guys, locks eyes with Bondro, and just gives this great big smile. Just walks up and claps a big arm around your shoulder, and as he does, there's like this poof of body odor smell just fills your nostrils. This guy, yeah, is a good man. Pays good money for good work. Think he claps him on the chest before continuing to stagger away.
As
Good
he walks
work.
away, I reach out and cast Lesser Restoration on him.
He stops for a moment, stands there. As you walk away, you can see him just sort of stop, stand straight up and stop staggering, just sort of look left and right, and walk briskly towards the tavern.
That's one way to get the tavern more money.
Yep.
Bondro, how does he know you?
Just a minor business obligation. It's nothing to worry about.
How have you had a business obligation? We've been in town a day.
I'm a businessman.
We're all businessmen and women.
All right, if you want to go that path, here we go. Come on.
I'm not going to bother inciting him anymore.
Yeah.
It's not fair when I incite him.
I mean, you don't even need to now. You just know, Rhoda.
I still don't believe you.
You guys continue your way
Put your
down.
sound sincere.
Does Tor know that Bondro went to that house last night?
I don't think it was ever mentioned to Tor.
Nope.
Oh, so is that where you were last night during the show?
I had a walk, you know. So, look, I can't make all of your show, right?
I
But
don't
I've got.
expect you to, but like you weren't there at all, which is odd. So that's all.
Yeah. Sorry about. I'll next time.
So you guys continue down the road, out through the gates that hang open, until you find this field. This strange field that seems to have like holes dug in it, all like in various random spots throughout it.
Is this the same field that Rodith and I were at the other day?
No, this is a different field, different side of the city.
That's interesting.
It's just you look out across the field and you can see a number of just holes and dirt and odd shaped piles all throughout the area, And out in the middle of it, you can see this one single barrel standing up with something sitting on top of it.
Oh,
Hey, Rodith,
yo.
what did the cobbler say when he saw the holes in the ground?
What's that, Tor?
Well. Yep.
Tidius just blinks at you.
But they're not technically wells, they're just holes. I mean, we could get water out of them, maybe, if after it rains. It could collect some, but...
Tidius, put water in them.
I guess I could fill them with my decanter. But that's not really a well.
It works.
So who's sitting on the barrel?
There isn't a person on a barrel. It's just like some strange, it's like a strange platform with strange tiny little shapes on top of it.
I'm gonna go up to that.
Head out there. I'm gonna look in the holes as I walk by on the way up there.
You look in the holes and just appears to be bare earth.
I'm gonna stay back from what they're doing because Tarina has a knack of getting us in trouble.
I'm gonna go with Tarina because I like getting in
Mondra,
trouble.
Jenna.
I would actually. Oh, you go first.
What are the options again?
You're standing at a field. There's just a crap ton of holes all over the ground, and you can see that in the distance there's this barrel sticking up in the middle of the field with this flat surface on it and a number of small shapes on top of it.
You know, look around. Is there anybody else in the field?
Gotta make a perception check.
Is the field in town or is it outside of town?
It's just outside the wall.
I'll say I'm actively looking around.
All right, can I roll nature or something to see if I can figure out what these holes are about? Just some kind of animal made them.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a nature check. Bondra, did you say you're approaching?
Approaching Rodith just because I want to ask a question. Is this thing people do?
These holes are definitely not natural. There's just like a bunch of... It's really weird to see bare earth like this. And as you guys continue out, as the three of you continue out there, Tarina, Rodith, and Bondro, heading towards this barrel, you get close, and Rodith, as you're looking around, nearing the barrel, you see in the distance a small circular shape, metal on wheels, with a warforged next to it, yelling up in the air, "Clear!" as he lowers a torch onto the back of a cannon as it fires at the shape. I'd like you guys all to make dexterity saving throws.
Do I see this coming?
Jenna, did you approach the barrel?
How close am I to people?
I did not approach the barrel.
All right, so you don't have to make one.
Is
Rodith
it
has
just
to make
Rodith?
one, Tor has to make one, and Bondra has to make one.
Oh, Bondra's with us? Oh, shoot. Never mind. I won't do that. There's a cannonball coming right at us.
Yup.
I'm going to put Big B's hand in front of us.
All right, go ahead and make an initiative check just to see which one happens first. Just gonna point that down at, if I can get the slack. Nope, not gonna get the slack. Let's go around this way. Here we go.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
Don't you know? You should have known, Megan. You can't outrun a cannon. All right, cannons are the fastest runners there are.
So go ahead and make
that.
Go ahead and make that dexterity save.
They're also very good at swimming.
All right, so you guys each take 20 points of bludgeoning damage as the cannonball goes sailing through the air, knocking each of you guys to the side onto the ground.
Did I see the cannon?
Yes, you do.
So I take off after it and summon my armor.
You summon your armor, taking off after the cannon. As you can see, this warforged shape running forward across the field, yelling, "Holy shit!" Are you folks okay? He starts to fumble with his leg as a thing opens up on the side, as a plate opens up on the side, and he pulls something out of starts to reach for something in the compartment.
Standing up, shields out, staff now suddenly comes out.
Bigby's hand is flipping off the Warforged.
Oh, so you still cast Bigby's hand?
Well, yeah, I thought that happened anyway. I deleted this, but like, I was casting it as it was coming, so. Or just because the 20, like, there was no way she would have gotten it off.
Right. Gotcha. You can have not cast it if you want to.
Okay, I'll save the spell slot. Never mind. Ignore
All right.
Charisma save.
He goes. You see the Warforged as he reaches down. He pulls out what Torrity you clearly recognize as and Rodith you guys recognize as a medical kit.
Put the shield and the staff
Look.
away.
Oh God! Don't move. Are you folks okay? I am trained in medicine.
So am I, fortunately.
And as he gets closer, you guys can see that his physicality looks pretty much like any other Warforged you've seen of a brass design, but as he walks, you can see he favors one of his legs, the other one sort of creaking, and you can see a bit of rust around where his joints are, and most of the metal on him is singed or darkened by something, by presumably the cannon fire, and the singeing has sort of made a kind of a handlebar mustache across his face.
What's he do? Put his face down next to the cannon when it goes off?
It's Warforged, he could.
They reach out.
I mean, I'm just saying, Lair would do that to get a mustache.
He would.
Slayer would do that to get a mustache.
Yes, he would.
As he approaches you guys, he rips open the pack and starts fumbling with it.
Don't
All right, where are you folks injured? Please don't move.
Save it.
I'm so sorry.
Cure Tor,
Cool, thanks.
and
I'm
then
sure
I'll
that's
go
right.
ahead and
That's
cure.
19.
That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Add 4 more to that, so 19, 20.
Okay, so I'm back to full.
Yeah, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do a Bondro as well. So you should be back to full as well, too.
It's doing the initial roll.
Is it doing the initial roll twice?
Yeah, it's doing that 1d8 plus 4, 1d8 plus 4 on each side.
What the heck? I know
So
I've
it must
fixed
have-
this so many fucking times.
It must have a thing in there for damage and a thing in there for
It is,
healing.
and I know I've removed this so many fucking times.
Anyways,
Let's
This
just
thing gets-
remove. Let's just remove the. Damn it! Let's remove the healing one.
God damn, I did not expect you folks to be coming out this way. I swear, I always yell clear. I always check my sight, but I did not see you guys. Are you folks okay?
Why are you firing towards the town? That seems odd.
I'm not firing towards the town. Firing towards as he points at the now broken barreled and smushed up pieces of clay. I kind of get a lot of free time, so I build dioramas of battlefields and shoot them with the cannon.
Oh, okay.
That is an.
You get bored out here. I'm sorry.
Interesting.
Well,
I profusely apologize. Is there anything I can do for you folks?
Jenna at this point would come forward, having heard a loud noise she's never heard before.
And you can see that these are not holes as they originally appeared. They now are starting to make sense as craters.
Is the dirt around here like loose and soft?
I'd say so if it's taken a whole bunch of cannon blasts.
George just kind of wants to look around to see if she can see if the footprints for the Warforged, if there's the alphanumeric like Slayer had.
Oh, you can go ahead and make a perception check.
11.
Oh, okay, lovely. You look behind him and you can see where his feet are, but there is a sort of an imprint on there, but it doesn't show enough of a. The imprint isn't crisp enough to make out any of the what the writing is on the very bottom.
Okay. Through the earrings, she'd probably just say like, he seems like he's like Slayer.
I would say so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Buddy, I'm sorry. You can put... I don't know where that armor came from, but trust me, there are no need for swords here looking at Titius.
Sheriff Shard, I presume.
Yeah, it's just Shard. Technically, I'm Captain of the Guard, but it isn't exactly a guard, so just call me Shard.
Shard, then. I'll introduce myself. This is Lord Titius. This is Dame Torina. This is Dame Jenna, Lord Bondro, and myself. I am Lord Rodith Wiseweaver.
Wiseweaver, huh? You know, I gotta ask you. Did you happen to go by a certain church yesterday?
I did.
Yeah, Ildry stopped by and told me that a demon was in town claiming to be the true Rodith Wiseweaver. So,
I have that at present sometimes.
That being said, certainly going to need to, there's going to need to be some sort of proof as to who you are. Do you have any such proof as to your identity?
You're the first person who didn't full-on turn around and run away or scoff at my story so far.
Well, I don't like to make opinions until I've certainly sussed everything out.
Fair enough. The proof I have is a set of pardon papers from the Empress herself.
Empress herself?
And I pull those out.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check as you pull out those papers.
Doink.
He grabs some papers from you, looking through them. Boy, what the hell were you pardoned for? Hell, you got the Empress signing off on it.
I was pardoned for the...
Sodomy.
Sodomy. So much sodomy.
Still legal under the crown.
Well, looks like I'm safer met there.
We
Was it really?
Tiniest would have said that too. That was totally in character.
One of the crimes I was pardoned for that I've been falsely accused of was the death of the Wixendor ambassadors.
Ah, gotcha.
If you go out into the graveyard, you find my gravestone.
Yeah, was just thinking about that. Well, your papers are in order.
I can tell you I'm definitely not in that grave.
I would like, if it's all right with you, I need to just sort of send a message back to the capital. Just make sure everything's a-okay there.
Absolutely. Do you know Stuffy, by chance?
So that's how you got that pardon, huh?
Possibly.
Well, he made everything you see here. Early prototype, in case you're wondering.
Well, you're still standing and kicking, and tinkering, firing.
Yeah, well, used to be in the be with the military before I got a little tired of that. First lieutenant with the artillery. But you know how things go. Find myself out here, get a little bored, make a cannon. You know how things go.
Did you request this out here? Request this duty, or they just send you?
No, I made it a couple years ago. You know, there's plenty of iron, as you well know. Well, at least there was back when I made it. After that, it's just a sand mold. been around them and know one inside and out.
Well, I don't want to keep you waiting on
Hold on just a
verifying
second.
who I am.
I'm sorry if we can come back to this. Looking up Bondro. What is that thing on your back? Pointing at your musket.
Oh, my musket. Okay, I will. I guess I'll show him. I'll pull it off and be like, I call it Cold Vengeance. It's a gun.
Call it whatever you want, but I know a cannon when I see one. How'd you get to that small? Just sort of. How's it work? Tell me that.
I didn't actually make this.
Okay. He holds out his
Alright.
hands as if to. You mind?
Look it over. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll hand it to him. I trust him.
Takes a look at it. Just sort of toys with all the moving pieces that he can. Damn, this thing's complicated. What's a fire?
These, I will pull out one of my bullets.
Okay, so mini bowling, mini cannonballs.
No,
This is a pretty slick, man, piece of machinery. Okay, how long did it take you to? Okay, so you didn't make it, but do you know how to make them?
Yeah, in theory. I mean, I've made other ones, and I'll pull out like my pistol and Oberth.
Oh, damn, you got them real small. Can you show me?
I mean, maybe. Let me think about that. That's it. Kind of a. It's what I do, right? So it's like my thing. I don't know
Alright.
if I.
You know what? Stop by. I suggest hollering at me if you find me out here. Otherwise, I'm gonna be at my little. I guess you'd call it my house.
Your office.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Your leg okay?
Yeah, a little stiff. Locks up from time to time.
Yeah, see it for a second.
Yeah, sure. You do not. Look, pointing over to the cannon. You do not be one of those bastards whenever it backfires on you.
We're gonna cast mending on his leg.
All right. But, go ahead and make a wisdom check, just to see the degree of motion, what he gets back from it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, damn. Yeah, he after a bit of time focusing on his leg and gushing at Bondro at his guns, he starts swinging his leg around. Hot damn! I've been able to move this well since I was 3.
Stop standing in front of cannons.
Well, I wasn't standing at the front. You never stand in front of a loaded weapon like that, but like I said, don't stand behind one of them either. That can be just as dangerous. He does a couple squats up and down. Yeah, that's pretty good. Anyways, well, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there. I got a little sidetracked. Professional curiosity. What were you saying?
Well, I mean, I was about to ask if you wanted me to fix your leg while we're here, but clearly,
Oh, no,
my
he was
friend
saying
here is
he
more
was-
than
he was- Oh, anyways,
If you want
that's
to, if you
fair.
want to give him a little bit more of a once-over, Bondro, I mean, I'm kind of limited in what I can do. Not as technically expertise as you are.
no, I got a little too sidetracked here. Turned back towards Rhoda. What was it you were wanting to say to him?
I would like to know, after you verify your part, verify who I am and who we are, because obviously we're a bunch of strangers walking up inside this town and you've never seen us before. I would like to see what is inside my grave.
Yeah, I was thinking on that. That's a very, very fair question. Well, tell you this, once we get full confirmation that you are who you say you are, which, as far as I'm concerned, you got a note from the Empire. Not a lot I can say against it, just want to confirm that this is what it looks like. Yeah, I'd say I'll have to talk to Ildry about it. She's going to get up in arms, doesn't want that area disturbed, but I think we should be able to... I think it's important that we take a look at what's in there.
Shard, you said you needed to send a message back. Do you have a method of quick communication? I have some magical abilities that allow for fast communication, if that would help. I know I'm a stranger too, but...
I don't have the fastest methods of communication, honestly. Probably going to involve paying somebody to take a little ride over to Angor, but if you got something faster, I'm open to it.
Who are you going to contact?
Well, I got some contacts over in Angor.
It would probably be
someone back in the Empire would certainly be well enough to confirm, as long as I know who that person is.
Would Stuffy do?
Oh, certainly.
Okay, so...
Gotta respect your creator.
Yeah, I can send Stuffy a message, but I'll probably need to have... so you trust what I say, because I can't share with you what cause it's a mental spell. Trying to think, is there like a question or something that he could say that I wouldn't know?
You could ask for a serial number for Stuffy.
Yeah, actually, that's a great idea. Why don't you ask Stuffy for my serial number, just as confirmation?
Okay.
That's generally a personal matter for Warforged.
All right. So Tor's gonna cast Twitter and message Stuffy and say, Stuffy, hold on, I'll type it out so I can make sure I hit the 25 words.
Oh, the typing game.
Typey, 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 type, 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 type.
Well, while she's doing that, I stepped in on the goings on last night. How long have you folks been in town long?
Just arrived yesterday.
Well,
Put on a
don't
show
waste
last.
time.
Put on a show last night in the tavern. Or at least
Yes, I
Tor here
poked my
did.
head in. Saw some people happier than I've seen them in a while. Didn't feel like interrupting.
Yeah, the place definitely doesn't look like I remember.
There we go.
Yeah, things have
24 words.
things were bad when I got here, and they just kept getting worse.
You came here. It was a decade ago, right? From what I've heard.
Yeah, we're about 15 years ago or so, I want to say.
What happened with the Fulmans at the
Oh, that's a-
boatyards?
Nasty damn business. Nasty, nasty. Well, I don't want to say too much. Speak ill of the dead. I was in the middle of an investigation to figure out who was doing those nasty things to people. The gruesome injuries person was inflicting, and town kind of got whipped up into a frenzy. And as I was halfway through the investigation, they had already decided on a culprit. Unfortunately, as trained as I am, one person against a whole town does not good odds make.
Do you think Fulman was the killer? You sound hesitant.
Well, like I said, I hadn't finished my investigation whenever that business went down. He was among my suspects. I had seen him He has been out after curfew, and I did see him. He was very quick to some of them crime scenes. But at the same time, there were some other folks I was suspecting. Did the best I could to finish the investigation, but without being able to get a confession out of Dwight, sort of went nowhere.
His body's lost now, isn't it?
Yeah. Never get on the wrong end of a winch mount. Man, I'm telling you not to get on the wrong end of lots of things this evening.
Who were the other suspects?
That's a personal matter.
Fair enough.
I'd rather not start spreading that information unless people get heated up again. I'll learn my lesson pretty quickly about yapping mid-investigation or post-investigation or any of that stuff. People get worked up pretty easy around here.
You said, well, if I can ask, and this doesn't dwell too much, you said gruesome incidents?
Yeah.
How so?
Have you heard the nature of what was happening to people?
I heard that hearts were being taken out of their chests.
Yeah. That's about the long and the short of it.
Were any other parts of their body being removed?
Not in particular. Heart every time.
I don't want to be pushy. The reason I ask is his mother was one of the victims, so we have a bit of an interest in this.
Oh, no, I fully understand, but you can understand why I'm hesitant, though, right?
If I can, 5H4RD. Stuffy says hello.
All right.
What was it?
5H4RD.
Don't go broadcasting it now.
Well, it's not like it's the code to your bank account.
Bank of what?
Can I do a history check to see if Tor's ever heard any stories like this of people having their hearts ripped out?
Yeah, sure, go for it. As you're doing that, you got Bondro. You see a woman walking, starting to walk across the field, saying "Shard," and you can see that it is Addie in the tavern, looking pale as a ghost.
Okay, I will kind of be like, Sheriff, I believe trouble.
Shit. He excuse me a moment, folks. He turns and walks away from you guys and talks with her and starts talking with her for a few minutes.
We need to figure out. He's out of earshot.
Yeah, he's out of earshot right now. They're talking, but you guys can't hear what they're saying.
We need to figure out who the other suspects were.
In time.
And 24 on the history check.
All right. Nothing in particular is really jumping out at you. Some people, there are instances of people like cutting somebody's heart out for vengeance, or cutting someone's heart out for in some of the more ghastly Gothic tales as a gift. But nothing about a string of hearts being cut out.
Did we ever get a list of the victims?
Nope.
Most of them were dock workers.
I'm sure we'll get a list in time, Tidius. And trust me, I do want a list as well. There's a connection in here. Let's see if we can't gain Shard's trust first.
Yeah.
Which, as you say that, he comes walking back over. I'm sorry, but this business is gonna have to be put on hold for now. I have a pressing matter I need to tend to. You folks staying at the Antlers?
Somebody injured? Do you help, assistance, or?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Nice.
I'm a
I
cleric.
don't think
I'm a cleric of Ilmater.
I understand. I've heard tales of power of clerics. I don't suppose you can raise the dead, can you?
Technically.
Oh shit. Well, it's better than Eldred can do. If you want to tag along, I suppose you can.
I'll come along. I mean, if y'all want to come along, or I'll just go see.
I have nowhere else to
I'd be
for the night.
interested in coming as well.
If you folks don't, you guys don't have to spend. You folks don't have to spend your time with this. I can come looking for you when I have the time.
I got nothing better to do.
All right. Well,
I think he'll go back to the inn.
All right.
Tidius, can you do me a favor?
Wait,
No.
in time. Yes, I can do you a favor in time.
I was going to ask you to head out to the dockyards, take a look around.
Yeah, I can do that.
I can go with him then.
Yeah.
And we split the party.
Well, it's not like we're going to fight people.
Yeah. Yet. Gonna go commit more manslaughter.
I haven't committed any manslaughter. He does pure murders. Every death is on purpose for him. It's not like Bondro where he accidentally kills everybody around.
All right. Well, look. You, as you guys start walking back off towards town before Tidius and Jenna split off their own way. As he's walking along, he says out loud, "Look, I know this is a big ask, but let's give Chris Lenar some time, all right? Time to wrap his head around things, okay?
That was my intention.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I can only imagine what it would be like if somebody came up to me and told me that my son was still alive and standing in front of me.
And he hasn't been in the most solid of mental states as of late. So, I had a bit of a talk from last night. A good long talk about you, and instructed him not to make any financial overtures in your direction, or any direction that you suggest for a little while.
Very advisable.
Just until he gets everything in order in his head again. Just got to cover my bases.
It's advisable.
You guys continue down along the road. Addie splitting off towards her, towards the tavern, and Tidius and Jenna splitting off towards the boatyard, as Rodith, Terena, and Bondro continue working their way back through the slums of the town. Coming upon a very small house. And as you approach the house, you can see that it's mostly this one large square single level house with a slight elbow sticking off of the back side. To the side as you approach it, you can see this pile of wood in a heap at the side, as well as the garden just ripped up and looking like a complete mess. Shard says, if you don't mind, just holding up a hand for you guys to hang back. He starts walking forward, toys with the doorknob, stares at it for a second, before opening up and walking inside. He's in there for a good long while before he comes back out, and he sort of waves you guys forward.
Everything all right?
Yeah, it's nothing dangerous, just a bit of a gruesome scene.
Gruesome.
So, still yourselves. I don't know how you folks are to death.
More familiar with it than we'd like.
All right. Well, he holds the door open as you guys head inside. Bondro, as you walk by, you can see that he holds in his hand this partially charred bit of cloth.
Ooh. Do I happen to recognize what that's from exactly?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, here we go.
Lower than his passive.
Well, looks like a partially charred piece of cloth. Looks like he might have grabbed it out of a furnace or a fireplace or something like that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, all right, added that to the list. Please continue.
As you guys file into the room, looking around, you can see on your left side there's a... why don't I just bring you guys to the map? You guys come inside and see this fairly well put together home. At the further back end of the house, you can see a square table where there is very clearly a splotch of red on the corner, a pool of red blood right in the center of the room, and there are a couple streaks of red leading back into the bedroom. She's in there. Sia walks ahead and opens up the door for you. Try not to step in it.
Take a look and make sure I'm not stepping in blood as I walk into the room.
I would like to pretend to not step in it, but step in it.
Holy crap, is that an actual map?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a map of the house.
Hats off to you, Dalton.
You step back into the room. Bonder, as you step down. God damn it, man.
Oh, sorry, and I'll kind of like step back and just fuddle the whole floor. I'll wait out here then.
Yeah, please do. See, as Tarina and Rodith, as you guys step into the room, you can see this old woman. Well, not that old. A little older than Bellatrix would be in age. Not as old as the Empress. Laying in bed, her arms crossed across her chest, standard funeral position. Wearing, you can see peeking out from under her. She's laying on top of the blankets, and she is currently wearing a very clean nightgown, covering her body, and a bouquet of wildflowers lay on her hands.
That's really odd. Did someone come in and lay her out already?
Yeah, I think you folks know enough not to talk about what you're seeing here right now, right?
Yeah.
Well,
This is
either
weird.
somebody laid her out or she planned to die last night. Go over and just give her a quick once-over without touching her. See what I see.
Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check. For the most part, she looks doesn't look in too bad a shape until you get to her forehead, where there's a very clear, basically triangular shaped, like she hit her head on the corner of a square surface.
kind of
firm
look,
indent
kind of
into
look
her
at the
skull.
look at the triangle and peek my head out and look at the table out there in the living room really quick, and then judge shape. Go back to her. Go ahead and pull the nightgown or blanket back or whatever it is that's on top of her.
Yeah, the nightgown. You fold it open as Shard looks at you funny. As you expose half of her naked body to the world.
Did you put her this way, Shard?
I got here when you did.
Do you see any other injuries under there?
Doesn't appear to be.
Alright, cover her back up. Well,
Anything you
This is
think
really
you can do
weird.
for her?
go ahead. She's pretty cold at this point, right? Check her body temperature. She's like cold, and feel for a breath and a heartbeat, and there's nothing there.
Yes, she's long dead. Like her, as you were like checking her out, her limbs looked really stiff, like rigor mortis had set in.
No, she's too far gone. All I can do is pray and possibly commune with her. If she wants to commune back. If she hasn't completely left this world.
Well, that's something. Sure as hell would make my business a lot easier.
Go ahead and put my hand on her hand and cast Speak with Dead.
As you grasp her hands, her body, you and only you see her head just sort of lull to the side. Her eyes just sort of drift open, but the pupils not making contact with you. Sort of hanging back in her head as the jaw just sort of opens and without the jaw moving says, "What do you ask?"
What happened last night?
Man came to my home. Terrified me, though my attempts to fight him off made him flee. Kept coming back over and over again. And as I attempted to protect myself, thing went dark.
What did this man look like? Just clarify, I'm the only one who can hear her. Everybody else can see me, like hear me speaking to her, right?
Everyone can see you just staring at her intently.
Okay.
No motion for no sound, no motion from either of you.
Okay. What did this man look like?
Skinny. Human. Dark brown hair. Blades at his hips. Fire in his eyes.
Did you recognize him?
No.
Do you have any family you wish me to convey a last message?
I left this world.
Go in peace. I'm gonna go ahead and end it.
You see her body, her head just fall back down into the same position. As Shard just looks at you a little bit uncomfortable. While this is going on, he just sort of leans over to Tarina. What the hell you suppose he's doing?
I think he's talking to her.
Oh, yeah, he said he could ask your stuff, but like, how do you think he's doing?
I don't really get into the god stuff too much. I'm not. Kind of have shaky terms with some of the gods, so I don't know.
Well, whenever he's done, you let me know. Bondra, what were you doing outside in the room while they were inside the bedroom?
So I would like to, if I can, just as quietly as possible, or not as quietly as possible, just go around the room, pretend to investigate things, and mess as much stuff up as possible. Just knock over things, get blood everywhere.
You're pulling a tour on Dr. Menlo's island.
As he walks out to a bookshelf leaning over with like three or four books were on it, just fallen out. Different odds and ends all over the place. A sideways chair here, the cabinets hanging open, and bundles of cookies just spread across the ground. He just steps out. Warforged eyes generally don't get wider. But in this moment, he just looks at you and says, why don't you go wait for me at the tavern?
I mean, I suppose. Did you not want to have that talk at your office then? Right now, at least? This is too serious?
Yeah, I'm a little bit distracted right now. Why don't you wait for me at the tavern, bud?
Yes, sir. I will see it. Yeah, and I will walk away, maybe bump into the door as I go.
That's not suspicious at all.
Bump into the doorway, heading out. He heads back into the room just as Rudith is finishing up.
She was assaulted last night. Some man, a human, brown hair, skinny. Never seen him before. Came into her house. She said that she scared him away. He came back. She scared him away. And then after some time, she said it all went dark.
Just to be clear, when you say assaulted, you don't mean
Like, raped her, attacked her?
well, without saying those words.
I didn't get into that much detail with her.
All right.
She did say that she scared him off. But after he was scared off was when everything went black. And that's all she remembers.
He rubs his metal forehead. Fucking hell. She didn't deserve this.
Who was she?
Her name was Jolene Fullman, the widower of the widow of Dwight. She was not treated well in this town, for obvious reasons. I personally think she was just holding on until she could pass on herself, but
She did tell me that she left this world a long time ago.
damn shame. Fucking hell. Well, you did all you can do. If you wouldn't mind, I will catch up with you. I'll look for you folks at the back of the Antlers.
Okay. I'm going to probably swing by the library and then swing by Chris Lenar because I did tell him I was going to stop by today.
All right.
And then I'll be back at the Antlers at some point.
Make sure he knows you weren't it wasn't a dream or something like that, but let his mind sort of acclimatize to it, as I said.
He needs time.
He shows you guys the door. So you guys head outside.
Head outside and start heading back toward the library.
All right.
If Tor wants to go. Do you want to go, Tor?
Yeah, she definitely wants to go.
Yeah,
So you guys head out towards. You guys head out towards the. Go ahead.
She used to make cookies, Tor.
Weren't the cookies we had after my show last night the ones she made?
Think so, possibly.
They were really good.
When I was younger, Dwight Fullman used to give us all the cookies and baked goods his wife made.
Wow. That's gotta be weird for you.
She doesn't know how she fell. She doesn't know what happened to her. She just said it went dark.
Crap.
It sucks coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least we're probably not gonna have to kill your dad.
Touche. Let's go see if we can't find Falco.
Yes, I have some questions for him.
As you guys head off towards the library, we cut back to Jenna and Titius as they approach the boatyards. You guys walk through the boatyards are sort of partitioned off with a wooden fence around the outside of them, but there is sort of like an open arch coming up on poles as a sort of a wooden what's the word? Archway says over the top reads Blackwater Boatyards.
Overpass?
Yeah, struggling with the word.
So we see that. Is there like a main building or?
Yeah, sorry, it's just moving. You got your the image over. I have like 20 different maps and images up here.
It's a very elaborate town.
As you head through the archways, you can see that there are a number of small buildings, all of them covered in a thick coat of dust, cobwebs, decay, bits of the wooden buildings starting to rot away. There are a couple main buildings as well as one that was only partially finished. And as you walk through the row of buildings, you can see that there are a number of boats that have just been pulled up out of the water and have sort of rotted on the shore.
And the only main building one looks half finished, or you said it doesn't look complete?
There is a main building, and there's a couple main buildings, but there's also one that looks about half finished.
I'll go up to the biggest one.
All right, you head up to the biggest one, and you can see that there are a set of chains wrapped around the doors.
Any windows?
Yeah, there's some windows along the side, which open up easily enough for at least people of you two's strength.
I'll do that then.
The average person, they look like they might be a little stiff, but they, with a quick, they give way and open up. Looking inside, you guys come out into as you guys crawl inside, you find yourselves sitting in a very, very empty row of desks. Chairs are stacked in the corner, covered in a thick sheet of cobwebs. As you can see, a row of desks that may have once been used, but now sit empty.
This is rather depressing.
Yeah, it is. Is there anything in this room other than desks, like other rooms, or I mean?
There's a doorway off to your left that seems to have a glass front on it, and there's also a door that just hangs open that seems to lead out into a maze of hallways.
Yeah, I'll look in the glass room.
All right, as you approach that room, give the lock a twist, the doorknob a twist. Doesn't really give.
How the glass is still intact?
Yep.
So the door seems like it's locked from the inside.
Yeah, it seems like it's locked from the inside. You can see painted across the front of it is the word Wiseweaver.
Leave that one alone for now. Go into the hallway.
All right, heading out into the hallway. What are you guys looking for? Anything particular?
Looking for the foreman's office.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check. As you wander through the halls, look through various rooms.
I'll have Jenna help me.
Yeah.
Jenna helps.
Oh. Well.
Guess I don't need to help.
I guess not.
Surprisingly, it was right next door to the Wiseweaver office.
Yeah.
No, the door said Wiseweaver, and then underneath it said foreman's office. I just didn't read it. I had to rub a little dirt off.
Yeah. As you head out through the hallway and start walking down it, you see a sign that's sort of with arrows indicating where various offices are. And you see Foreman Fullman. You immediately just bam, follow it, beeline right the way there. As you stand outside the doorway, you can see that the glass is totally shattered out of the doorway. As you poke your head inside, you can see that the inside of the room, there are bookshelves along the one wall where the shelves are just split in half and buckled in.
What does the damage look like it was caused from?
Go ahead and see. That would be, I guess that would be another investigation check.
Roll until I fail.
Not. I was trying to think of what other check it might be, but.
There you go.
Damn! Holy shit! Waste them now. Go for it.
I sent the
it
right
looks
person.
Like,
Yeah,
looks like
once.
somebody used some sort of heavy object, like a bat or a big hammer or something, to just cave in and start to destroy the inside of this office.
It looked like the windows. The same thing happened to the window.
Yeah, as you look inside, you can see the window that leads to the outside is also broken in.
Well, Jenna, it appears someone wasn't happy with this guy. I don't know if it has to do with murders or something else. I will go in and start looking around.
All right, I hate to say it.
They don't last like a little while.
Yeah, I'll let you got a crit on that last one. I'll let it last a little while. as you look through the place, you don't find much. You find a couple ripped up pieces of paper with just various transactional dealings. One with a sort of an informational flyer telling about this expansion that they're going to make at the boat yards to put in its own refineries. They could instead of just gathering the ironweed, they could refine it right there and just ship out ingots of iron.
So there's no. Okay, so there's nothing other than that in here.
You also, in addition, find a piece of paper scrawled in red. Essentially, wading through all the poorly spelled and written grammatical errors, all the cursing, you find a very angrily scrawled letter to the apparently, from the context, now dead Dwight for destroying his family and for destroying this person's family and their sense of safety in this town. That life will never be the same for them, and I hope that this person hopes that life will never be the same for him.
Okay, so letter written after he was killed. Yeah, I kind of figured it might have been that. Jenna, should we look around more of the offices, or should we look more at his dad's office?
I think we should.
Heading back.
What? You think we should what?
I think you should keep looking around.
Okay, I guess we'll go back to Rhoda's dad's office.
Heading back through the maze of corridors, you eventually arrive at the familiar door you just were at, marked Wise Weaver. A locked door in front of you and an intact piece of glass.
I'll Misty step in and unlock it.
Don't you have to see where you're Misty stepping to?
There's a window.
It's a glass door.
No, yeah, fair point. I was imagining frosted glass, and I was like, wait, would they have frosted glass back then? Fuck no.
I mean, come on, we were a pretty well-to-do family, but frosted glass is pretty hard to come by.
Stained glass window in his office.
Bubbly, but
You Misty step inside and unlock the door, and as you open it up, Jenna, you're also greeted with the same sight that Titius is. A fairly modest-looking office. Doesn't look like the office of a big and powerful business owner. Clearly, this guy didn't go overly extravagant just because he was in charge. Very simple, modest desk that's covered in a thick layer of dust, as is everything in this place. There's a set on the back wall. You can see that there is this painting of a person breaking a bottle over the keel of a ship, or not a ship, but just a small, somewhere between a rowboat and a sailing ship.
skiff.
With skiff, that's the word. Great big oars on the side, piles and piles of nets on the back. There on the middle row, there's just a row of books, and you can see this seat that may have once been bound in leather, but is now just sort of pulled away, and you can see where there have been rats gnawing on it and exposing the cushioning inside. In the corner, there's a couple of wooden chairs and a small seat for people to sit and talk and enjoy maybe a spot of tea or something like that. Curtains, or there's a window along the one wall where the curtains are drawn.
The painting, you said that was hung on the wall?
That is on the top shelf of the bookshelf.
Oh, okay. Is there anything behind it? If I move it?
When you move it, slide it to the side, you see behind it there actually is something. The back of the shelf is not there, and there actually is a small safe embedded in the wall.
Okay. What kind? Key or combination? I don't know. They probably didn't have combination back then.
This would be a key lock.
I don't suppose you have thieves' tools with you, Jenna.
What kind of door is it?
It's a safe.
Oh.
I
I do not.
try to. Does it look like it's rusted at all?
It looks a little bit generally pockmarked on the outside.
Does it look
Maybe,
like
maybe my acid maybe the acid on my greatsword could melt through it.
Yeah, let's try that. Just the hinges, though.
All right, Jenna would draw out her greatsword and try to hack a little bit at the hinges on it to let the acid from the greatsword. How does that work exactly? Does it magically ooze from the blade or something?
More or less, it's sort of like the blade just seems to be almost permanently coated in a thin layer of acid. You really have to hold it against the hinges for to get much of any result from it.
All right,
Go
she's gonna
ahead.
try to hold it.
Go ahead and make a strength check as you steadily apply pressure and keep pushing the blade deeper and deeper in as it melts away.
Ooh, not one of my better rolls.
You pressed on it for a good long while, and after about an hour or so, you start to see the first hinge give away. But it is slow.
Sorry, this is taking so long.
Try prying it open now with one of the hinges gone.
All right, is then there's strength check.
Yeah, what are you using to pry it open with?
Crap, I really need to give her a crowbar. So she usually doesn't break into things.
I think I don't have farm supplies.
Yeah, but who has access to those?
Rodus.
And he's not here right now.
Home Depot is currently occupied.
He has lockpicking tools too.
Tidius, do you have anything to pry it open with?
Let's see. We could use a python. Hammer that in.
All right.
So you take the python, sort of wedge it in place and just sort of keep tap 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 until it slowly works its way in there. It works its way in well enough. Go ahead and make a strength check to pry that thing open.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
And it's empty.
Oh god.
There's a small china doll in the center with a single light over the top.
Oh god. All right, so we should go with the second one because it's air totem.
As you rip on it, and pull on it, and pull on it, that thing is in there. This thing was not made to be opened easily.
Okay, I'm gonna use them all to try to hammer off the other hinge.
You guys can call for Bondro.
And it does double damage against structures. Oh,
yeah,
wait,
but you have to attune to it.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're gonna take an hour and sit there and wait to attune to it.
Should have done that while he was wasting all that time. I'll just try to hammer it open then.
All right,
Try
taking
to
them all.
hit that.
You start driving it. Drive down on that hinge. Go ahead and just go ahead and roll for an attack.
That wasn't a +1, was it?
No, I don't think so.
That works.
All right, go ahead and it's a maul, so that would be
2d6.
Yep, 2d6 plus. Go ahead and re-roll that one.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
It's destined to be a 1. You just bring it hard down on that on the hinge, and it also hits the python at the same time and drives that in there. It really just causes it to. The hinge just sort of gives away and peels back from the metal as the screws that are holding it in strip out. And you're able to grab onto the door and just slide the locking mechanism out from the base of it and remove the door. And inside, there is, among a number of things, a dagger and a hand crossbow, a and a couple bundles of books inside, as well as a small pouch of what appears to be coins.
What are the books?
Grabbing them and taking the leather sort of string binding thing off of them and opening up, you can see that one appears to be a ledger of transactional information. Another is a sort of a business diary of sorts, sort of planning out expansion opportunities and different ideas to help grow the business.
I will take everything that's in the safe, except you said just a regular dagger and a regular hand crossbow.
Yep. And I think
I'll take
I think the hand crossbow, the string on it may not be in one piece anymore. So.
Oh, that's okay. It might come in handy. Might be able to get Bondro to work it into something.
Fair.
Add it to Rhoda's collection.
Yeah. He has enough weapons.
They're not weapons, they're mementos from all of our adventures. Some people collect postcards.
You said there were books on the second shelf down?
Yeah, there's a row of books on the second shelf down.
There's nothing else in the safe, no like false walls in it or anything.
Go ahead and make another investigation check.
Oh, close.
What was it? Oh, damn.
Almost another crit.
Holy shit.
Jenna, you've lost your edge.
What?
4.
Intelligence checks and stuff.
As you look around in there doesn't appear to be any false walls on the inside.
Okay. And then you said books are the next one down. What was on the third shelf down?
Third shelf down actually is a set of nice-looking tableware. Looks like they might have been used for eating at one point.
Nothing behind the books.
Looking behind the books, nothing in particular. The books appear to be on metal refining.
Nothing in the books. If you like dump them out real quick or like shake them out.
Yeah, you go through for a little bit and look through the various books, and doesn't appear to be any false panels in them.
And the last thing was pretty much the desk, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the desk, and those drawers are, as you open them up, are all clearly empty.
Hey, Rhoda, is there anything else you want? I checked your dad's office, and I checked the Fullman's office, and didn't really find much. I have some books for you to look over when we get back, but is there anywhere else that you can think of to look?
Where am I right now when I get that message?
After about an hour, you could probably be almost to the library.
I can't think of anywhere else. My dad's office.
Were there any people not from Abernath that worked here that had an office?
I was 10. I don't remember. I remember a lot of people spent time talking to my dad, and everybody seemed to know my dad at the time. I didn't remember exactly why.
Were there a lot of other offices, Dalton?
There were a number of offices. A lot of them were like the first room that you came into, the row of 6 to 8 desks. Not an excessive amount of those. Maybe like 3 or 4 partitioned off offices, but none of them seemed excessively important.
I'm gonna just say then that if Jenna wants to, that they just spend some time searching, a quick search of the other offices, and then go into the other big building and search that too. Go back to Rodith.
That seems fine.
Doesn't seem like something we want to spend a lot of time on.
Yeah, and over the course of going through there, you guys are able to locate about 70 some odd Electrum.
The hell
Are you really throwing Electrum into this?
Okay,
Please.
35 gold.
All right, that's fine. Please don't throw Electrum. So we
Scotty.
find 35 gold each, or 35 gold, and we have to split it.
In total, 35 gold.
You can just have it.
I will take it.
It's 35 gold. I'm rich, bitch. That's like a pittance to me.
Whenever you guys end up going to the partially finished building, because there's a connecting door there, you do see that it is there is a big melting chamber for iron in there, but it's currently got a thick layer of brown-green soup from collecting rain as the roof wasn't finished in this building.
Jenna, this is depressing.
I said that earlier.
This looks like a nice big business.
Looks like this place used to be bustling.
No wonder this town went to shit.
Yeah.
All right,
You guys-
they'll just spend the rest of the time looking around the buildings and stuff.
Yeah. Cutting back, Bondra. After you left, what did you go do?
I would like to go to the tavern because that's where I was told to go, and if I may, I would like to. My name.
Sorry, you got Robot-y at the end. What was that?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna work on one of my projects. I'm trying to find my list.
All right.
If you have that list, number 5. Let's think about number 5. Let's see if I can't figure anything out with that.
Let's see if I can remember where I saved that. Drive. Do I have it on Drive? Let's look on Drive.
I can whisper it to you too if you need that.
What was it called? It was called Fart Noise.
Yes, of course.
Appropriate. Number 5.
What cat?
I label all my projects.
Ah, that.
Mm-hmm. That's probably just an in check.
Yeah, go ahead and make an intelligence check
All right, here we go. Disadvantage.
as you start sketching out ideas.
13.
Yeah, that's a thinker.
All right then.
Boy, that's a thinker. Boy, am I thinking hard and I'm tired. Oh, fuck.
I feel like that every time I write a module.
You know what? Then in that case, I'm going to realize that this is a fruitless effort and just take a power nap.
Yeah, just for shits and giggles, I'll let you power nap off a level of exhaustion.
Yay!
Did you get that note I put on your character sheet about the boots?
Yes, I did. It's there.
All right. So, Torina and Rodith, you guys head off to the library.
What time of day is it by now?
By now, be coming up on lunchtime.
Okay. Just after lunchtime, Tor's got something she wants to do, but nothing.
All right, it's still like before lunchtime, as you
Okay.
guys head to the library. Walking up to the building, it seems to be one of the only buildings that seems to be in good repair still. Like none of the exterior of it is like rotted or cobwebbed or covered in dust or like generally depressing. It looks very bright and cheery. You can see some potted wildflowers in the window. And as you come up to the door, you can see a sign that's hanging from the front of it, caretaker not in. Check back later.
Well,
Do you know where he lives?
He used to live with us.
Oh.
It's alright.
Tor's gonna knock on the door.
It echoes through the place.
Man, I was really hoping this place would be open. I'm starting to get into reading more about history stuff.
Cool. What you reading?
Well, just trying to understand what the hell this Omega thing is. I mean, everybody keeps, well, big powerful entities keep telling me bad stuff's coming, so figure learn about bad stuff that happened in the past and maybe get some ideas for how to deal with bad stuff that seems to be coming for the future.
That's a good thing to research. When I get done, you want to read my book?
You're gonna write a book? Sure.
It's about the Feywild.
I think a lot of people would read that.
Yep. That's what I think. If anything, I'll document what I remember.
You can write about the asshole king who trapped us.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be a chapter. Let's head up to Crystalnars.
Okay.
You guys start heading back towards Crystalnars. As you walk through the town, you can see the shape of two people carrying a stretcher through the town. One of them very clearly is Shard. The other is the form of a halfling, very muscly, carrying the other end of the stretcher above his head.
I'm going to divert and go give a hand.
As you get closer and walk up, you can see the halfling. You see the halfling with a sort of Fu Manchu mustache curling down and a little bit of scruff on his chin. Very, very muscle bound and walks with a little bit of his trademark limp that you remember from childhood. Rodith. His clothes are mostly comfortable, with a very thick smoking jacket and these deep laugh lines around his face. Yes, Watson. You recognize Falco carrying the front of the stretcher.
I will go up and I can help with this.
Oh, no need whatsoever.
Please.
Gives you sort of a lingering look. Believe you me, I'm well capable of handling this. Shard just sort of holds up a hand and just...
I know you're well capable. I would still like to help.
Well, how do you propose you would help then?
Well, I grab one of the handles and I motion Tor to grab the other handle and I take him from his hands.
Tor helps.
Well, I'm not going to sit back here like an invalid. As he walks back and takes a handle from Shard. Let's all take the body back then.
I mean, I could just use magic to take it,
Tor.
but
Yeah, let's not use too much magic around evidence in an investigation.
oh, okay.
Time and a place, sweetheart. You guys help them move the body through the town back to a building that's very clearly acts as both Shard's home and the sort of local prison / jail office / sheriff's office, multi-purpose place. As you guys carry him across the across the little open road area outside, into the doorway, past some jail cells and a desk, down a set of curling stairs until you eventually come out into a room with a big workbench on it, and he sits it down. Well, if you guys wouldn't mind giving a few minutes, Falco needs to do an examination.
By all means.
He shoos you guys upstairs as he points to a certain drawer for Falco and follows you guys upstairs.
With all the buildings that are abandoned around here, you could probably like expand your office out and like you don't have to do everything in one building. Make the place seem a little like more populated then.
Why would I need more than one building?
Why not?
That's just more walking. I can
Good for you,
go
isn't it?
upstairs and handle all the security business for the town. Go downstairs and do a little bit of sculpting, help hide help secure various legal objects that come across. It's an all-purpose place. Why wouldn't you want an all-purpose place?
Just saying, I mean the town seems very empty.
You don't have to rub it in, jeez. You try coming off the heels of a murder spree and see how your town does.
Oh, my hometown.
We're going to walk out now.
Okay.
Oh,
If-
by the way, before you folks leave, while he's down there, I just gotta ask, nothing, please don't get offended when I ask this. I'm, just gotta cover all my bases, but could I get, where were your whereabouts last night around the time of the concert? Remember you being off stage. How long were you folks up? How long did that go on?
The concert I played until just before closing of the tavern. I took a couple of breaks to go to the bathroom and to get a drink, but just played all night.
And were you there?
I
Roden?
was in the audience the entire time, walking
Do you
around.
have folks that can corroborate this aside from each other?
The innkeeper and his wife.
All right. Just trying to rule out some people. You
No
folks are
worries.
the biggest change that's happened in a while, so at least need to check.
No worries. Understandable.
Good to know. Well, I got a while Falco does this. I need to head to the tavern and ask a few people around.
If Falco asks who I am, can you just tell him?
Sure.
Then I'll try.
Not a problem.
I'll try and hit him up at the library later.
All right. He's gonna, so you know, he's gonna be down there for
That's fine.
a couple hours.
That's fine.
Don't feel threatened by this. If you just could refrain from leaving town until I finish this investigation.
As long as the Empire doesn't pull us away, I'm sure we won't have a problem with that.
No, it's nothing, no official detainment or anything. But if you
How long do you
folks,
think it'll take?
the investigation,
Yeah.
who the hell knows? Just getting involved with it. I'd hate if you folks were involved and I'd have to track you down. I'd be pissed as hell.
No worries.
Well, you could always call Stuffy. He usually knows where we're at.
That's true.
Yeah, I could try. Anyways,
All right.
I gotta go talk to some folks. If you guys headed back to the tavern or got other business you tended to?
Still swinging up by Chris's place, and then probably back by the tavern.
All right. Well,
I'll be out and
You're
about.
supposed to call him Dad. He did ask you to do that.
He did.
All right. Well, I'll see you folks as he shoos you guys out the door and locks the door behind him. You guys part companies. You two head off up towards Crystalnar's place.
I know he said to call him Dad, Tor, but I want to go slow on this.
Okay. But he's your dad, and he asked you to call him Dad. And
Yes,
seems like
but
he's
the
allowed to
rest,
set the pace a little bit too.
he's willing to accept it, but is an entire town willing to accept that I'm alive in here?
I'm more wondering what it means for you. Are you willing to accept that he's your dad?
I do. He is.
Seems like you don't think of him that way.
I'm not sure who I am.
You're Rodent,
I'll
the crappy drummer and good storyteller.
have a better idea when we get into that grave.
Okay.
I'm questioning myself right now, Tor. That's all it is. I'm just,
I don't understand why.
questioning who I am. Because I don't know. It's all new. It's new. Oh, I told him I'd see him.
All right. Come on, let's go.
You guys head up to the Wiseweaver Manor. You heard a loud rap on the door, to which there is no response.
I use message to say, Dad, we're outside.
You have to see the person you're messaging.
Nope.
Hey guys, I got a big storm about to hit, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave a little bit early tonight.
All right.
I can cast this message through solid objects. If I'm
Oh,
familiar
okay.
with the target, know it where it is beyond the barrier.
All right, got it. Oh, he's got over it. Okay.
I think he's honestly just bored with it. But it is
Yeah.
okay.
Probably. You're a. Oh. What? See, as you hear him quickly come to the door and unlock it. Son, you're back.
Hey. Give him a
Sorry,
hug.
I don't sleep normal hours.
It's okay. How are you today?
Gives a pulling back from the hug. Fine, little groggy, but nah.
So you look like he's hungover.
Make an insight check.
Do.
Not hungover, just that he just woke up. Like that message woke him up from a deep, deep sleep.
So, hey, we can come in?
Yes, sure. Please. Opens the door and brings you guys in.
Met with Shard this morning.
Let you two talk, and Tor's gonna kind of wander into one of the rooms and just kind of start slowly walking around, prestidigitationing the room, cleaning it up.
You walk into the kitchen, and the house as you come into it looks a lot better than it was, but one can only do so much in a day.
Yeah.
You walk into the kitchen and start cleaning things up.
Yep.
As Rodith and Chris and his father sit down for a little while.
So, went and talked with Shard this morning. He's a fella.
Oh, the Warforged.
Yes. Said he stopped by here last night.
Yes, he Wanted to sort of temper my expectations.
I don't blame him. I'd actually recommend the same thing if I was in his shoes.
Sorry I didn't make it out to your friend's show.
Okay. It's okay. It's a lot. It's a lot for me. So, up late last night?
You'd be amazed how strange, at what strange hours you sleep when you don't really leave a place for extended periods of time.
I probably wouldn't be.
Time just sort of melts away and all that.
Yeah. That's why you gotta hold on to what you can when you wind up in a situation like that.
Was there anything specific you wanted to discuss?
No, just chat and catch up.
Alright, well you guys spend a good little while chatting and catching up. Estrena goes about cleaning. Cutting over to Tidius as you two finish up in the finish up with the searching. Where are you guys going? Back to the tavern?
Yeah, more than likely.
Yep. As you head back to the tavern and grab a quick lunch, you see Shard wandering in. Take a good long look around the room, look at you two, and sort of walk up.
Greetings.
Hey there. Just doing my rounds. I got a question I gotta ask you folks. Nope, please don't take any offense to it. Just gotta sort of cover my bases. Rule people out. Well, could you tell me what your whereabouts were last night around the time of your friend's concert?
Yeah, we were right here.
Alright, both of you? Jenna just sort of nods the affirmative. Alright, how long were you here? The whole thing?
Yeah, whole thing.
Alright,
Jenna passed out under a table.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And he points under a table. He's like, she was under there.
do you folks have anyone who can corroborate that?
Yeah, anybody that was here, most likely the owner or.
Alright, well, I'm gonna talk to Eddie after this. Did you folks see anything weird go on last night? Anybody where they shouldn't be? Anything out of the ordinary? Well, as far as you would know.
From here?
Wherever you were.
I mean, Trina's show is usually pretty unusual, but other than that, no.
Alright. Well, good to know. Just do me a favor, try not to leave town until you're finished with this investigation. No, I'm finished with the investigation.
Yeah, I'll be here as long as Rodith is anyway, and I assume he probably is
Right.
sure too.
You seen your what was his name? Bondro?
Oh, the
Tiefling.
tiefling?
Yeah, Tiefling with the candle.
I'm not sure where he is right now.
Alright, does he have he's got a room here, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, I'm just gonna check with Eddie and get his alibi as well. So he walks off. You see him talk
What?
with Eddie for a few minutes.
I'm trying to think. He didn't hear who had died at the thing, so he's like, is everything okay?
To Shard?
Yeah, because he wasn't there when they all went there to see the body, so.
Oh, well, rather not say at this point in time, but something pretty untoward happened. Just trying to get the gist of what's going on.
Well, if there's any way I can help, let me know.
Absolutely. He walks over, talks to Addie for a few minutes, who quickly answers his question, points back towards the hallway that leads to your rooms as Shard disappears behind there, and Bondro, as you're just sleeping one off.
Have I even been to our rooms yet?
You haven't been to your room yet.
I was gonna say I don't think I've even gone there.
You hear this loud on the door.
I will immediately get up and go through my routine as I'm being like, hang on, just hang on.
Bundle up your jacket real tight.
Yeah.
I warned Bongo through the earring that Shard's coming. Don't want to speak with him.
I will send Thaddeus a thumbs up through the earring and
About he knows what.
As you finally prepare yourself and open the door, you see the big form of Shard towering over you. Hey there, Bonder, right?
Yes, hi, Shard, what's going on, Sheriff?
I'm just checking in with everybody in town. You sort of see where everybody was last night around the time of your Terraina, I think her name was. Terraina's performance.
Yeah.
You what were your whereabouts about that time?
I've heard Tor play enough, so I was out on a walk around town last night.
Walk, all right.
Yes, I often go on them to clear my mind.
Did anyone see you on that walk that could corroborate your whereabouts?
I don't know, maybe in passing, but I highly doubt it. I mean, I know I wasn't at the tavern, and people can, I'm sure, confirm that.
Well, I'm sure people would have seen it. We don't have a lot of tieflings in this part, so I'm sure somebody would have seen you.
And kind of look like I'm deep in thought and be like, I don't know. Most people were at the tavern or in bed by that point, I would imagine.
It's fair.
Only creeps stalk the roads at night. I mean, not excluded, of course.
You know, that's a good point. Probably check in with Prescott. Anyways, just good to know. Just again, checking in. Nothing official. If you could do me a favor and just don't leave town. The investigation's done.
Yeah. I mean, we're here as long as we're here, so that's fine. I am actually quite curious as to what happened. You probably don't know, but me and some of the friends actually went to go speak with the you-know-who the day before. She seemed nice.
Really? Did you
Yeah.
speak with him? Huh.
Just briefly. We've been, looking around.
All right. Well, I'll. What do you remember from when you were there? Out of curiosity.
This lady, she gave us cookies. That's literally it.
Do you remember what her was? Do you remember her garden? You remember that? Like, was it in good order, or did you remember it being torn up or anything?
Didn't take notice.
All right.
We've just been trying to find something to do. Obviously, Rodith has that. But with this, I think I'm going to be staying in the tavern most of the time now.
All right.
This is a thing going on.
All right. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna finish my rounds and hopefully we don't have to talk about that again. Still gonna hold you to that little conversation about the cannons.
Yes. Whenever you finally have time, I will. Yeah, I'll show you some things.
He heads off, allowing you to close the door behind you.
All right, I'm just gonna do it. Is there a mirror?
By the way, go ahead and make a deception check on that.
Oh God damn it!
You thought you were gonna get away with that one? Nope, you gotta make it.
Well, I got away with it.
Wouldn't it be with disadvantage still, since you had 2 levels of exhaustion?
Ah!
I mean, I slept that night. I'm surprised Dalton gave me lack of exhaustion from the power nap, but if you want me to roll again, I will, Dalton.
No,
It's
you're good.
plus 11. All right.
It's fine.
That either means you crit succeeded or crit failed. But you know, that's fine. To be
Well,
fair, I didn't lie entirely. I did go out on a walk.
I know.
You were invisible for most of it.
Tor, you said you had something that you wanted to send.
Just after lunchtime, Tor would send a message to William Idle. We can type it out. I'll whisper it to you real quick.
All right.
We'll get caught up with spend some time with Dad, and then get caught up. Spend a little bit of time with Dad, and then go ahead and head back to the tavern.
Yep. He's he expresses how happy he is to have you back, and tells you to stop by anytime.
Well, you know where I'm at, too.
I know, just I'm working on it.
It's okay. How about we do this unless something important comes up, and I'll probably have to tell you about it afterwards. How about I just stop by for a little while every day and we just get caught up? Kind of fill each other in on the details of our lives, and
That sounds great.
we'll see where we go from there. I'll bring lunch tomorrow.
That sounds great.
All right.
As you guys head back to the tavern, while away a couple more hours, eventually you guys, someone was having a good time.
Our
You see
teenagers.
Shar.
They get to stay up late because no school tomorrow. Which actually they probably should go to bed soon anyway.
Give me 1 second. Let me go stop some merriment. They're having way too much fun for being teenagers. You're being way too happy out here. They can hear us and record.
It's I'll give them a couple minutes before we continue.
I have a murder rock, you know.
So just to clarify in my notes, we're cutting to everyone at the tavern now?
Yeah, you guys, Rodith and Tarina rejoin you guys back at the tavern.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay.
You guys reconvene back at the tavern. You guys catch a late lunch as a couple hours pass by, and you see Shard wander back in. He walks up to Addie, talks to her, and you can see him point to you.
During that lunch, was Tidius able to tell Rodith what he found at the dockyards or boatyards?
Oh yeah, go ahead and have that conversation, please.
He'll pass everything over to Rhoda, except the 2 weapons because they're probably worthless anyway. But I figured you'd want this. I found this in the safe in his office. It's the only thing I really found.
Did you have a key for it?
No.
Okay.
I didn't do it because I suspect your father of anything, but I figured with this paperwork, you can look through it, and if he had somebody that might want him vengeance against him, maybe you can figure out who it was.
Okay, fair enough.
That place is a disaster.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Nobody has. Everything's rotting away. It's really sad. You got to get that fixed up.
I don't know if it's my place to fix this place up. And while I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and start slipping all the books and stuff inside one of the chests in my belt. Actually,
And,
no, I'll just set them in a bag with me instead of
He'll
in the
get the
chest.
coin. He'll get the bag of coins to Rhoda and say, "I found this in the safe too. If you want to give it back to your dad, maybe it'll help him out."
Yeah, I'll hold on to this too.
Maybe give him some money in here.
No, I planned on doing that. It's one of those weird things. I'm just trying to get. I just want to make sure I'm on a normal footing with him.
I really want to see who's in your grave.
I really want to see what's in my grave too.
Maybe going out now they know you want to do it though.
Well, Shard. We've already talked to Shard this morning. He's already agreed with it, so let's see where he goes. Let's see where that avenue goes first.
All right. And after, with Shard walking in, you can see him go up to Addie, talk to her, point at you guys, point vaguely back in the direction of the rooms. Before she walks back to the kitchen and comes back out, Shard sort of wanders over to you guys. You folks mind coming down to my office and just answering a couple questions? Just some things that need to sort of loose ends that need to tie up.
Sure.
Sure. Nothing to do till I play tonight, so.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
I
Would
mean,
you
why
mind?
not?
Just if you guys want to hang with Eddie, I'm going to grab just one more person.
Okay.
He heads back to the back rooms and comes back with a dark-haired half-elf. That is very familiar to you, Titius. As he leads you guys out the front door, who outside, Rodith, you see a blast from the past, the face of Jojen. Out there is Shard. All right, follow me. As he leads you guys back towards his office.
Is Jojen going with us?
Yeah, Jojen walks alongside you guys.
All right.
Who's Jojen again?
The guy with about at the orchard.
Oh, okay, yep.
He leads you guys back to the office, sits you guys down in some stairs on the top level. As he takes people down one at a time and talks to them. First, taking Addie down. Then Jojen. Finally, Lorana. Then he starts taking you guys down one at a time, and I'm going to need to separate you all.
All right.
Yes. Break time
So
to
you
get
guys-
cookies. So how am I
God
supposed to
damn it.
record all this?
God damn it, Jordan.
Good point. Good point.
We can probably do it without metagaming.
Here's my suggestion. I will
Yeah,
take.
Because I already know what Titius is going to say. So.
Here's my suggestion. I'll take my phone with me. Just message me on Skype when you're ready for me, Dalton, and just
Alright.
leave the recording up in chat, and I'll just shut the door and walk out.
And go see what the crashing noise was from our kids.
Yep, exactly.
works.
Go beat some teenagers. Make sure that they fed the animals. Just message me on
Right.
Skype when you're ready, and I'll just leave the recording up. Just make sure I'm in whatever conversation.
All right. So go ahead and work your way out. He's going to start with Titius. I'm actually if you guys don't mind, I'm going to if Jordan and Megan, if you guys want to disconnect yourselves from the call,
Okay.
and I'll put in,
Sure.
and I'll put in chat when for each of you to come back in.
Okay.
The Skype chat, I assume.
In Discord.
Oh, Discord. Okay. Yeah.
I was about to. Oh, there's a deafen button too.
Oh, can you hear me, Jordan? Oh, okay. As Shard just sort of brings you downstairs, you can see, he sits you down in this room. You can see a closet to behind you and a doorway off to your left as you're sitting back down in a cubbyhole back by the stairs. Off on the other side, you can see a workbench covered with various figurines made of clay. Another covered with a lot of layers of cloth that seem to be a little bit bloody. As he sits you down, gives you a good long stare. So I just gotta tie up a few loose ends. Now your friend Bondro, was it? He said you guys had well, let's be full here. I have located the dead body of Jolene Fullman this morning.
He'll give a somewhat surprised but like disappointed look.
And well, the evidence paints a pretty clear picture, but I just want to tap some loose ends with you. Now, like I said, Jojen and Bondro both have given testimony, or not testimony, but have said that you, Jenna, and him and Bondro went around that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yesterday. If I can ask, you specifically asked Jojen about her. Why were you looking for her?
Rodith, well, you know who he is now. He was visiting with his father, and we didn't have a whole lot to do, so I thought maybe we could look into what transpired back then, because we heard about Rhoda's mother, and mine's deceased as well, so I guess I felt kind of a kinship for that. I don't like lynch mobs, and once I heard about that, I thought maybe there was something more that could be found. So I went and talked to her and see if she remembered anything about that.
And when you were there, did you get a good look at the places you were heading in?
Which direction did I come in from?
You came in from the very front door.
Yeah, so I only saw really the front of the house, right?
You could see, she was in the garden. You could see her walk out from the garden back inside.
A good look at, I saw she came from the side of the house, and I approached from the front.
Do you remember? Was her garden? How was it looking?
Didn't really see much, but I know she was working in it when I showed up.
Did it look like? It looked like things had been just ripped up and torn up all over the place. It looked like it was in pretty good shape. You had to say.
I would probably remember if it was overly torn up. Other than that, I can't say I remember much about it.
Gotcha.
Probably wasn't.
Do you remember a big pile of wood?
Did I see that? Did I see that?
Yeah, you do recall a pile of wood there, neatly stacked on the side.
Yeah, firewood.
Yeah, how was it stored there?
Stacked against the house.
Gotcha. Now I'm going to ask you about something else we found. Small pouch full of platinum. Now, not a lot of people, there isn't really anybody in town with enough money to deal in platinum, but you folks came in, and I've heard that you folks have been splashing no platinum around. I'm just wondering where that came from.
He kind of holds up his hand halfway through that and says, I left that myself. I heard her story. I felt pretty bad for the way she was treated by the town. and I wanted to leave her something to help her out.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Fuck that. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Well, all right.
I honestly wanted to see her succeed. I was gonna offer her a job in something we're putting together, a business venture, and I wanted to see if I could help her be comfortable because she got treated pretty badly by the town.
Yeah. Do you remember? Is there anything that's come to mind? Anything strange at all that you might have just remembered?
She had a lot of baked goods in her house, but other than that, I mean, that doesn't mean anything. Not really.
All right. Well, let's be a bit more forward. The evidence very clearly points to someone in your group having been at the scene near the time of death. If I can't get anything out of any of you, I'm going to have to detain you all and call in someone a bit more skillful from the capital. So, are you sure there isn't anything you might suddenly remember?
Honestly, no.
All right. Well, I'm going to take you upstairs.
When I said it before, I'm serious. If you need help, I will. If there's foul play, I liked her.
All right. Well, he takes you back upstairs and sits you back down in the sitting room. I'm going to grab.
Now, should I or should I not listen to that? Because I kind of want to hear what he does. Since I've already given mine. It's up to you.
You can listen to it in the recording.
All right.
All right. I'm going to cut over to Bondro.
All right, I'll mute it.
Mute and deafen.
Hello, hello.
He, after taking Jenna down and talking to her, and taking Tidius down, he brings you downstairs, Bondro, down into his room. Down into his workshop, where you can see there are a couple sheets that are cloth sheets that are covered in blood. Sits you back down in a corner where there aren't a lot of escapes, and a seat as he stands over you. Gives you a look up and down. Says, "So I'm here. I'm currently investigating the death of Jolene Fullman."
Yes.
And your story about going to see her was corroborated by Jojen. But I gotta ask, he said you were specifically asking about her, had showed specific interest. Any specific reason why?
Well, no offense to you, of course, in your investigation, but I was rather curious about the whole incident those many years ago. The one where Fullman, assumedly, of course, went crazy and killed a bunch of people. And when we heard that his wife was still alive, it was the kind of thing I was interested in learning what she knew about the matter and so on and so forth. Because even now, in this day and age, as an outsider, I feel as though there's more to this story than meets the eye. So, I mean, I'm probably well out of bounds, but it was sort of a private investigation.
All right. Well, one thing I do want to bring up, when I was searching the premises, I did find a pouch with platinum in it.
Yes, I believe. I believe that would probably be from one of us. I will say, when we went there, she was a sweet old lady, you know, maybe having some hard times, that sort of thing. I did not personally leave it though.
Alright, well, the evidence is starting to painting a pretty clear picture of what happened. Just trying to tap some loose ends. Do you remember anything out of the ordinary? Anything at all would be great help.
Don't remember much. She was very very hospitable and kind, considering what our business was and how poorly we knew each other, but I suppose that was a little odd. Maybe she's a bit too gentle, but I don't think that has anything to do with anything.
He leans down forward real close and gets pretty close to your face. Okay, let's be a bit more forward. The evidence points to one of your group having been at the scene near the time of death. If I can't get anything out of any of you, I'm going to have to detain you all and call in someone a bit more skilled from the tech capital. So is there anything that you're suddenly remembering in this moment?
No. I mean, you're thinking that one of us, like one of my comrades, was near there during the time of death. Correct? That's what you're saying.
That's what the evidence indicates.
I mean, I don't know when she died, but again, I was on a walk. I didn't notice anything, but I passed several buildings, including hers.
Yeah.
So,
And,
I mean, I suppose I would be in the area, but I have...
What did you see when you passed by her place?
It's just another building, dark and quiet. To be honest, I didn't even really think about it as her place, just another building. But now that you're saying someone was there near the time of death, it is bringing to light the fact that I would technically be nearby. I didn't notice anything, though, or see anyone.
Go ahead and roll a deception check.
There you go. Oh, that's not good. Oh, they're already laughing.
All right. Well, why don't you have a seat upstairs and wait with your compatriots as I talk to someone else. See, escort you upstairs. Why don't you go ahead and head out?
All right. There it is.
Okay. Hello.
There we go.
Sorry, I always forget how to reconnect.
As he leads you downstairs to the spot where you guys helped position the body, you can see that there's only a couple sheets of cloth that are stained with brown red of blood. He sits you down in a seat, only lit by a single lantern, back in a bit of a cubby hole where there aren't exactly a lot of places to escape, and he stands over you. So, listen, I got plenty of people to corroborate where you. But I talked to Jojen earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned your couple of your traveling companions, Jenna, Titius, and Bondro.
Uh-huh.
They mentioned that they dropped by her way yesterday.
Oh,
And they were specific. Jojen said they were specifically asking about her. You know why that might have been?
well, I mean, we're trying to figure out what happened to Rodith's mom and get some information there since she was one of the ones killed. So I assume they were probably asking about that with that regard.
There was some platinum found at the scene, and not a lot of folks in these parts that deal in platinum. You wouldn't know anything about that platinum now, would you?
No, I have zero money, so.
You didn't drop by her place before the accident or anything, right?
No, today was the first time I've been there.
All right. The evidence is painting a pretty clear picture. Just trying to type some loose ends. Is there anything at all that you might remember out of the ordinary?
I don't really know what ordinary is here. I mean, there's nothing that's
it's fair.
Like weird for. I mean, this is not a good town. Like not like dangerous or anything, but like it's dying, and that's not good.
Yeah,
Just trying to breathe some life back into it with playing some music.
Let's be a bit more forward. The evidence points to one of your group having been at the scene near the time of death.
Oh.
If I can't get anything out of you or any of you, I'm going to have to detain you all and call in someone a bit more skilled from the capital. So is there anything you might suddenly remember?
No, I was performing. I don't know.
Do you know what time Bondro left?
God, I think he was there for the opening, I think. But I don't actually remember when he stepped. Did he leave? This is out of character. Did he leave before the show even started, or? I thought he stepped out like after the first couple of songs.
Yeah, he stepped out after the first couple songs.
Yeah, he was there for the very, very beginning of my show, but then I think after a couple songs, he stepped outside with a couple other people and then didn't come back.
Oh, with a couple of people. All right. Well, that's all I needed. Take you back upstairs, talk to someone else.
I'll let him know he's up. And I will pop out of here.
All right. All right, mic active?
It is now.
All right.
All the stuff is active now.
All right, see, takes Tarina upstairs and escorts you downstairs. He sits you down in this, as he brings you downstairs, you can see the workbench where they laid out the body of Jolyn, and you can see that there are a couple sheets covered in blood over there, but the body's no longer there.
Did you find anything new?
Yeah, I'm just tying up some loose ends. If you want to sit down.
Sure. How's your leg?
It's better.
Good.
He sits you down in this little seat in a bit of a cubby hole where there aren't really many areas to escape, only lit by a single lantern. He sort of stands up over you and walking around you. So, I was talking to.
I'm sorry, not to step over you. Do you want to dispense with a lot of the theatrics? I can just create a zone of truth down here, so both of us have to tell the truth.
That'd be helpful. But how am I to know? How am I to know it's working on you?
Trust.
Not a good thing for my line of work.
Okay.
All right. So, talking to some folks, I spoke with Jojen, and this was corroborated by your friend Bondro, that Jenna, Tadius, and Bondro were specifically asking about Jolyn and ended up visiting her yesterday. Do you know anything about that? Why they might be doing that?
Following up on a lead in the death of my mother.
Fair. You didn't happen by her place anytime yesterday, did you?
I did not.
Uh,
The first time I saw her place was this morning with you.
do you have your friend Bondro's very prone to walks?
He occasionally goes off on walks.
Huh. He paces around you a little bit more.
Is that odd?
Just information. Now, there was a pouch of platinum found at her place. As you can imagine, people in these parts generally don't deal in platinum all too much.
Not anymore, at least.
No, you got any idea where that might have come from?
To be honest, I don't have the foggiest.
Alright. The evidence paints a pretty clear picture. So are you sure there's nothing that you don't remember anything out of the ordinary, Mr.
The only thing I know about the ordinary is the fact that I'm still alive.
Make a persuasion check. Okay, let's be a little more forward. The evidence very clearly points to one of your group having been at the scene near the time of death. If I can't get anything out of any of you, I'm going to have to detain you all and call in someone a bit more skillful from the capital. So is there anything that you might suddenly remember in this moment? Anything.
Based off of what evidence?
Can't say it this time.
It's a heck of a stretch.
Anything you might be able to remember.
As pertaining to the death of her, I remember talking. I remember talking to her, and I remember her saying that it was a human male with brown hair who was in her place last night.
All right. Well, let me just pulls you back up off the seat. Sorry if I was feeling a little bit imposed upon. Just going through the motions.
You have a job. I understand that.
Yeah, he escorts you upstairs.
Oh God. Somebody.
I'm so sorry, Bondra, I ratted you out.
We saw the persuasion, so that's what we figured.
And still waiting on Megan.
Other people.
It was for something else.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you did.
No, you can hear it in recording. I even offered to put up a zone of truth.
Oh wow.
All right. As he brings Rodith upstairs, he says, "Bonder, you mind sitting back downstairs again?"
Yes, of course. What is it?
He brings you downstairs and sits you back down in the seat. Do you want to tell me one more time about where you were yesterday?
I mean, I suppose I can. I was walking around town.
Man, weren't you walked by her place?
Yes. I mean, it's a small town.
Bondra, you can just dispense with it. You can tell me what happened. Honestly, it's admirable. You don't have to be scared about it.
Oh boy.
Scared about what?
You put her in that bed, didn't you?
Listen.
What's happening to Bondro at night?
Listen. It's technically illegal to interfere at a crime scene. So as far as you and I are concerned, no, I did not. I stayed far away and noticed nothing. For on paper, I've been pardoned once already. I can't afford to have that happen again.
I understand. So, hypothetically, if you were to be walking past her place and heard a loud thud and clattering of bric-a-brac inside, what would you have hypothetically done in that instance?
I would have seen a body lying on the ground and assumed that someone was in the house and looked around to see if there was anyone. And I would have seen no one. And then I would have done my civic duty.
I see. Flowers were a nice touch, I gotta say. What I'm having trouble rectifying, though...
They would have been a nice touch.
It would have been a nice touch. What I'm trying to... There's the only thing that I'm trying to just put on a shelf so I don't have to think about it again. Wood pile outside her house, the garden torn all to hell. Hell, there were boxes in her back room that looked like they hadn't been moved in years, and everything was moved in there. Do you want to tell me again why you went by her place?
At night or during the day?
At night.
At night. I was just on my walk. Again, it's a small town.
Make another deception check.
Here we go.
Boy.
16, not much better than the first one.
Bondro, I want to like you, but I got a problem with liars.
Ooh.
I see. You're right. I wasn't just happening to walk by her house. I actually heard the noises and again, in theory, didn't run in. I snooped from the outside first. And I
I did see someone, but I didn't chase them or stop them.
Make another deception check.
Hey.
Well, gotta say, I am disappointed you didn't come forward earlier.
I'm just ashamed, you know. I'm an adventurer. Like, this is what I do. I save people, and yet I just let it happen.
All right. Well, I'm glad it's just a thief I'm looking for, not a murder. I have to keep an eye out, but until there's something else, you and your friends are free to go. Sorry for as he hoists you up off the seat and brings you up the stairs. Sorry, folks, if I may have seemed a little rude, a little harsh there earlier. Just trying to elicit a response, get a little bit of moment of truth going. We're all fine here. Everything's squared away. Folks are free to go about your business.
Find whoever did that, or whoever. Yeah, find whoever did that, please, because it's terrible that happened.
No, well, it wasn't murder.
Oh,
It was a flat out accident, unfortunately. Slipped, hit her head, and your friend Bondro here had the gumption to lay her to rest properly.
We just talked about this. In theory.
Why are you keeping up with this in theory nonsense? I'm the only source of law in this here town. Come on. In theory, he went inside, saw a naked old woman, put a nightgown on her so she was decent to the world, laid her to rest in bed, and put some flowers in her hand.
It's very decent of you, Bondro.
This guy right here, decent as they come.
speaking of which, did she have any family?
She did not.
Unfortunately, no.
Can you take that platinum you found and donate it to the people who need it in the city then? 'Cause she did.
It's gonna be evidence for a little while, but once that's done, you can bet your ass it's gonna find its way back into the people's pockets. You folks are, like I said, you folks are all free to go. Keep your eyes out for a human with brown hair, roguish way to him. So we got a thief in town. Guard your purses.
Is the half elf still there?
Yeah, she's getting up right now and starting to head out.
He'll ask her if he can make it up to her and follow her back. She says yes.
She is more than happy to. She just grabs your arm and just like almost pulls you over her shoulder as she pulls you along.
I'll see you guys later.
Shard, have you had a chance about the matter we discussed earlier?
Yeah, talk to Ildry. She's a little resistant to it, but bottom line, body's your damn grave, so you're right to dig it up one way or another. You're gonna need some manpower, but you got my my okay.
It's time to go talk to Hildred then.
That ought to go well.
Yeah, she only thinks I'm a demon. That's fine.
So you're saying she has true sight.
If she was a true cleric.
Actually, if you wait right here, he heads down the stairs and comes back up with 2 shovels and hands them to you. I got to see about some other business, but know that you got my okay, and if Ildry gives you any trouble, you send her my way.
Oh, mold earth would be so useful right now.
It's so wood.
Can Bigby's hand dig?
Actually, yes.
Bigby's hand definitely can dig.
All right.
Bigby's hand can scoop out the earth like a toddler in a sand pit.
Oh,
You just
Yeah,
gotta
right.
be.
Self-plot.
You just gotta be careful about what it's digging,
Yeah.
because
Or
you
it
might.
could actually, I could polymorph myself into something that digs.
You, you might end up with well, you might end up with a crushed peanut of a body.
Yeah, we don't want that. What's a good digging creature that can dig?
While
really
you think
quickly?
on that, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
A good digging creature.
Oh, badger, right?
Become
Giant
a
badger.
Become a dog.
Just become like a giant mastiff.
Hold on, wait. I think giant badger. Here's the monster manual.
Honey badger don't care.
That badger don't give a shit.
Don't give a shit.
Jordan,
In the
What about
bath.
respect, bud.
what about?
You got out of that when you shouldn't have.
I get away with a lot of things, but I would like to point out, Megan. What about that turtle? Go for tortoise.
The tortoise?
Yeah, go for tortoises. They dig fast.
A gopher tortoise?
Yeah, they're like
That
tortoise.
sounds
They
made
dig
up
Every
as
holes.
6
fuck.
seconds, the giant badger can burrow 10 feet.
In what?
Every 6 seconds, the giant badger can burrow 10 feet.
Perfect.
I mean, that works too.
That's
So
a
go
hell
for
of a badger.
Gopher tortoises are not fake. They are real. They're like this big, and they burrow.
I'm
you know?
still calling bullshit on that dude.
All right, you can
I'm
Google it.
gonna
and
have
get
to look
right-
that up.
Google.
Boom.
Google away.
Is that the same thing as a weasel bird?
I don't know what a weasel bird
Or
is,
a
but it's
penguin
probably
horse?
not a gopher tortoise.
I could put two animals together too.
They can run pretty fast too, considering it's a
How about a
stinking
How about a
turtle.
dolphin zebra? I'm sure I can switch as well.
So what are you turning into?
Giant badger, burrow speed of 10 feet.
All right.
Would have been helpful in the Underdark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tinius heads off to for some sweet nookie.
Tidius, we're gonna go dig up my grave.
I'll be there in 10 minutes. Don't do it without me. Go get a drink first.
Oh god. You do you give him 10 minutes?
I'll walk slowly. Maybe at about 20 feet per round instead of 30.
You walk slowly, maybe whiling away like 5 minutes before you get there.
It'll take me a few minutes to dig it up anyway.
Terena and Bondro and Jenna all arrive there as you all head to the backside of the Temple of Ilmater. You can see a bit of an elderly white face peeking through a window as it darts away.
I'm going to walk up to the temple before we start.
All right. Before you even get to the door is open, and she's just standing there staring at you. What business do you have here?
I'm here to dig up my grave.
Demon business.
Those bodies are my responsibility. You do not have my permission.
Okay. You may
That
talk.
body deserves to remain at rest.
You may talk with Shard. Or you can go get Shard to stop me.
Believe me, I intend to.
Be my guest.
She walks off in a huff. As you guys head around the backside of the temple to the graveyard. Walk the rows until you find the grave of Rodith Rise Weaver and stand over the earth.
What's on either side of my grave?
On either side is
Like how much?
Londo and Quirine.
Be careful, Tor.
Straight down, get this one. Okay. Giant badger.
Enhance ability on Tor.
This is an amazing thing to see in a graveyard.
For Deck Cat's Grace on a badger.
That's good, because the dex is only 10 on the badger. So.
As you start
I mean, I can bless her if you want.
digging away, as the dirt goes splattering back, splattering both Rodith, or not Rodith, spattering over Bondro, Rodith, and Jenna.
Oh, god damn it.
Careful,
Go
Tor.
ahead.
Careful, Torina. Careful. Careful.
Go ahead
Slower.
and make a dexterity check.
So I get that with advantage now?
Yeah, so roll 2d20.
Yeah. Don't. So next.
Hey,
That's
19.
rolling 2d20. Yep.
Well, the 19's pretty good.
Yeah,
Well, no,
19's a little better. You start digging away as, and right as you start to get about. This is precision work, so you're not able to go at full bore with it. But right as you're eventually scraping wood, Tidius runs up to see.
Speaking of scraping wood,
Tidius, you run up to see Bondro, Rodith, and Jenna just covered in dirt as a big pile is forming, covering up the grave across the row. Into the graveyard, the holy of holies
I'm
for
kidding.
the Raven Queen.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is his place. Oh, he'll talk some sense into that cleric woman if she comes back. Do you know who I am?
No, did you forget?
As you see your friends digging up a body laid to rest.
Yeah,
You hear a giant badger in a hole starting to scrape against wood.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah,
and
I should be mad about
smack her
this.
on the ass.
I've seen weirder things than this.
For fuck's sakes.
I can honestly say I have.
Get out of that
Like
hole.
that giant diamond penis from the dwarves.
Oh, we forgot
It
about
was
it. It was
it was
gold.
platinum. It was gold. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a golden.
Oh my god, Rodith's prepared to dispel magic? Oh, I'm getting palpitations.
He must have known Torino was going to use shapeshift. Yeah, polymorph.
Get the fuck out of that hole, Tor.
Oh. Wow. So
That's what she said.
You need to make a wisdom check.
Who, I do?
Yeah, 'cause that's a 4th level spell.
yes, it
Oh.
is.
Just straight wisdom, right?
Yep, just straight wisdom. Yeah, it dispels it.
Yep. Yeah. God, that creature's really dumb. Really dumb.
Don't you maintain your intelligence and wisdom and charisma
No,
while you're
I'm not a druid.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
you take everything.
good thing I
Does it have an int of like 3?
2.
It's dumber than. Wow, it's dumber than a horse.
I'm gonna climb down
Or I mean,
inside,
it's dumber than Rex.
climb down in the hole, and with the shovel start excavating out around the coffin.
And while you were going about this, go ahead and make a strength check as you start to heft out the dirt.
No, we'll have Jenna do that.
Yeah, I'm just excavating around it.
All right, you help excavate around it. You have to use Jenna to get the
Still make
the
it
nitty-gritty.
regardless.
He goes up to the hole and says, I understand what you're doing, but can you leave the body where it is and question it down there? Because it should lie where it was left.
That's my plan.
Okay, then he's good with it.
I will assist, but only with hand.
I
As
just
you're
want to make sure that none of the earth gets inside of the coffin.
holy shit! You guys hear over your shoulders. You see a shard walking back through the way.
Hi.
Bastards make quick work. Holy hell. Do any of you not do magic?
He points at Jenna.
Tor would point at Jenna.
Well, Jenna technically has a stone bird.
Yeah, but she thinks she can talk to us.
Yeah, but it comes to life
Yeah.
from stone.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
that's a
That's
figurine.
he gets over to the edge. Let's crack this puppy.
If you don't mind, Shard, let me, please.
All right. He
It's still sacred ground, and it's still a holy place, regardless of what's inside here.
he opens up a panel and pulls out a crowbar. You're gonna need this.
Fair enough.
Zombies are a real thing.
Oh, I know. I
No,
know.
they're
Like those are vampires.
No,
Vampires
they're
are real
not.
too.
Undead don't exist. That's just what the Illuminati wants you to think.
As you start trying on the coffin, go ahead and make another strength check.
Dur, 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 dur. Ba-doink.
Nice.
Oh my god.
With a
Holy
negative
shit.
1. A 1 in that coffin.
You go.
I think the crowbar gives you advantage too.
Yeah, crowbar gives you advantage, so that thing
Not
just,
that you even need it.
Yeah.
that thing just pops open with little to no difficulty. You ease the partially decaying wood back, and inside you can see a mostly charred body.
How big is the body?
It's get the doctor's opinion. Just a second. The body's about a little over 4 feet tall. Very wide.
Is the entire body charred? There isn't any hair or anything left on there?
Not really. It's very, very charred. It's
So-
still kind of juicy.
That's amazing after 7 years. Let's go ahead. Really quick prayer
Does
to
it look like a dwarf?
Really quick prayer to Ilmater.
Yeah, that's what Tidius is doing too. Right, but in a different way.
Forgive me for what I'm doing here, but I'm trying to get to the bottom of the truth.
Make a Thaddeus, go ahead and make a investigation check. As you look it up.
Well, you know what? We'll do that again.
Someone's feeling lucky. Someone just got lucky.
Oh.
I mean, I could add the 2 d8s, but I don't think a 12 even would really help me, so. I mean, it doesn't say I can't use it twice, but.
Is there still a jaw and a face? There's still a jaw there.
There's still barely a jaw there.
Let me go ahead and place my hand on the corpse. Let's go ahead and cast some Speak with Dead.
Tor would kind of look at Bondra. It just creeps me out a bit.
As the body just sort of...
You know, I mean, making contact with something that you can't look at. You can look at. It's kind of lumpy, though.
This is weird.
Looks like
The
a
head
dwarf.
without-
Looks like a
without-
dwarf to me, he says.
The spine, without any muscle, just seems to sort of slither up like a snake from the rest of the body. The head just sort of undulates back and forth in front of you. The empty eyes of a burned skull staring back at you.
My name is Rodith Wiseweaver. Who am I speaking to?
Life. He was known as Netta.
Hi, Netta. Missed you.
The head just sort of hovers there.
Are you doing okay in the afterlife?
Ed just sort of looks down, looks back up. There are no sneaks.
You cut out.
There are no sneak peeks.
Wasn't trying to get a peek. I was just asking if you were doing okay. Netta, what happened the day that you died?
Folding. There was streaming. Then I watched my skin burn from my body. Before my eyes exploded in my skull. There was nothing.
Netta, did you see who did it?
Last person I saw before.
You keep cutting out.
The last person I saw before I died was little Perrine. When I fed her lunch.
I don't know what else to ask here, Netta.
Anything strange the day of?
Did anybody strange visit that day? Anybody out of the ordinary?
None but you and Athlando.
If you see Kyrene and Athlando, tell them I say hi.
Ed just sort of lulls back, falls back into place. As you guys just see Rhoda staring at a corpse for a good long time, blinking.
I know how it
Back to
works.
himself.
When it's done, he's going to reach up and wipe his eyes off really quickly.
You guys see him come out with
Kinda-
the dirt
kinda-
smeared on his eyebrows.
Compose himself a little bit before climbing out.
Go ahead back to the inn. I'll take care of covering it back up.
Well, what'd you find out?
Her name was Netta. She was Kyrene's nursemaid.
Sloppy bastard. Sorry, my predecessor was shit.
Does Netta have a grave here then too?
Not that I've seen out here, but bet the fucker forgot about her. What kind of asshole forgets a whole person?
You'd be surprised.
Who was your predecessor?
Predecessor was a real idiot. says to himself, thinking, Reynolds. Let's see. Yeah, Reynolds. He ran a pretty sloppy ship around here. Had a tough time keeping his guards around because he was a real shithead, real prick. He's not with us anymore.
Where is he now?
Well, about 3 plots over.
Would it be worth digging him up and talking to him? Probably not.
I can let you exhume your own self, but I can't let you exhume someone else.
Well, technically, it wasn't even my own self. Her name was Netta.
I'll have a talk with Ildrik. You folks better just skedaddle.
No problem. I got to clean up for tonight.
All right. You guys start heading off. Titus, you're staying behind.
Yeah, he'll cover it back up.
The shard disappears inside before coming back out, giving you a thumbs up, and then heading off just like everybody else has.
Oh, sorry. Tor would have offered to turn into the Badger again to help Barry fill in the hole. That way Titus isn't having to do it all by himself.
I don't know if the batch is capable of that.
I'm actually going to head over to the Wixador place.
As Tarina heads off to prepare for her show, Bonder, where are you heading?
I did say I wouldn't miss Tor's show tonight, so I guess I'll go there and fail at more tinkering checks.
Oh, you guys are still in the Blackwater. Whoops. I'm gonna go through more tinkering checks. All right, go ahead and roll an intelligence check. So you continue tinkering
Alright.
around.
Come on, baby. Bondro needs a new pair of shoes. Close enough.
You're starting to get the feel for how this might be possible. The trouble is getting the one item to convert properly.
Yeah, I figured that'd be an issue.
It's probably something that's going to need enchanted to a degree,
Okay.
which will either take some time or some money in the right wizard.
All right. Well, at the very least, though, the basis for the idea is done. Really, all I'm trying to do is make plans so that when I get to the workshop, I can make all of this.
Yeah,
So
It's,
that's really all I need for now.
it's coming together.
All right. Excellent.
That is, you spend a good long while shoveling that grave closed. And although it's starting to get colder, it's a comfortable cold for you. The solitude kind of feels good a little bit. Just you and the dead, knowing that there is a very warm bed waiting for you back at the tavern. Doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, after he's done, he'll go wash up and go hang out again.
All right, Tarina, you get your vocal exercises in, preparing yourself for another show. Rodith, you head off towards the the shell of the Wixador home. Which one is that? There it is. Okay. You head down towards the boatyard where their house was. Down a bit of a longer alley towards the secondary southern entrance into the town. And you can see what is honestly and truly the shell of a building. A couple walls still standing, here a bit of roof. You can still see the outline foundations of where the various stones were. Just to give you a visual. You can see that it's started to overgrow with moss and lichen and bits of grass here and there that's also starting to die at the same time because it's getting colder.
Is it gated off or is it open for people to walk in?
It's completely open.
I'm walking in.
Walk inside right up the center from the bottom, stepping over the charred remains of the door. As you step inside into the entryway and the halls you used to remember, stairs, seeing the stairs around you, a couple pillars here and there that are cracked and crumbling away. You walk through the halls that you remember so fondly, walking into the old library you remember fondly. I believe it was the Wixadors that you used to borrow books from.
It was. Head over to where I remember Kyrene's room was at.
Kyrene's room was upstairs, but you know basically where it was from downstairs, which is half over the library, half over a storage room. Sort of sit on the wall there for a moment, staring at the two places.
Alright. What do I do next? What the fuck do I do next? I have no clue. I have nowhere to go. This is where it started. Right here. So let's look. Maybe there's something left.
You continue walking around the place, eventually walking out to the place that you remember being a glass room offshooting from the house, a bit of a botany area where you remember Phaelis's room was, or her lab was, where she was experimenting with the ironweed and sort of trying to understand it a bit better. You remember her being very cold.
She was very cold?
Not temperature-wise, but emotionally, she was very cold. She was very shut off from people. Didn't really understand all these... Being an elf, you didn't really understand all these warm human emotions and preferred the quiet comfort of
plants.
Experimentation. You walk through the scene, shattered and broken planters and pots, troughs of water might have flowed.
She's the reason for this. How light is it outside right now?
Light is fading. It's starting to get towards nighttime.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to the entryway where I remember all the explosions happening and take a look around there.
You head back towards the entryway. You can see a hole where the floor kind of has burned through. And you can see down into what you remember being a small washroom where Kareen would constantly set up pranks for Netta to receive because she was really the only person who would go in there. There's very low chance of getting caught by her parents.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go over to where the last place I remember my memory was messed with and stand there and see if I can't remember any new details.
That would have been about right here. As you were laying against that back wall, go ahead and make a this is just your base intelligence check. This all has to do with memory. As you press back, think back, focusing, hoping, half praying that you can remember something, anything about this bastard. About what he did. You remember him specifically going over to the corpse of the mother and driving a blade deep into her heart. That sort of make sure she's dead thing. You remember just barely the words, "You're worth it," as he looks down at the body before returning to you and your memory being stolen from you.
Why would he say you're worth it? Alright, I'm heading back to the tavern.
Alright. You head back to the tavern, listen to Tarina's performance, which there's a couple of return people who come back to listen to the performance.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different people. The attendance actually increases a little bit now that word has gotten around. Just maybe like just shy of 20 people in there.
That's fine. She'll put on a really good show for 20 people.
All right, go ahead and make a performance check just to see how good the show was.
When I get back to the tavern, I'm going to find
Terrible. It's a terrible performance.
find Bondra.
Absolutely horrible.
Your Badger brain is still affecting you a little bit. You're having trouble like remembering what comes next in each song, and occasionally it'll go off. People just sort of you see a couple people sort of file out afterwards after they get their food and sort of leave.
I mean, it's still probably a better show than they've had in years, so.
I don't see a 16 as being a bad thing.
Yeah, 16 really isn't bad, but it's bad for Tor because she gets a plus 12.
That's a below average performance for her.
Yeah, but because what, a 15 is a hard show?
Yeah, 15's a hard.
Yeah.
Still pretty good, but not what the word of mouth around town was.
That's true.
And as you sit there, you see Marley in the back practicing her pirouettes in the background, just sort of spinning around. And as it sort of breaks down from dance to just spinning around in circles like crazy, you can see Raya sort of correcting her form, looking up at you, back at the girl. thinking at you. That this voice is in your mind, which is causing like you to have trouble playing. Maybe you weren't sent by her. Somebody she would have sent would have played better.
I'm having an off night. I don't know why you don't like me. I'm really confused as to what's going on.
I told you what to tell her. The
Don't
girl
have
is
any way
safe
to
with
talk to her. Last time I tried it, that really hurt me, so...
It's really hard for you to keep continuing these conversations while you're trying to, like, keep going with the song. Singing and thinking the words in your mind is really, really taxing, which is also throws off your performance tonight. You guys finish out the evening with deep yawns, fall asleep, most of you in your own beds.
Finding Bondro.
Finding Bondro.
Mm-hmm.
Before Tor goes to bed too, she'll send the message.
Stefan and
Yep.
That's like a really bad action movie. It's like Finding Bondro. Dun, 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 dun.
as you see Bondro heading back to his room, Rodith, you follow him back there, and as he opens his door, how do you want to approach him?
Bondro.
Yeah. What's up, man?
You got a little bit of time tonight?
I mean, yeah, sure.
It's
I took a nap in the middle of the day, so I don't know if I'm able to fall asleep easily tonight. But
Tidy
yeah, what's up?
Tidy has found some ledgers, some books in the boatyard. You help me go through them?
Sure, yeah. I can do that.
Let's see if we can't find anything interesting or anything that ties stuff together. Specifically, if you happen to come across anything dealing with Wixador.
Wixador. Is that like a person, a place, an incident?
It's a last name.
Okay.
Wixador, and I can't remember the other family's name now. It escapes me. It is...
Diabonis?
Nope. Not Inabonis. The one that took the Ironweed farms on the other side of the lake.
Or Lane.
Or Lane.
Yeah.
That's the other one I want.
Orlane and Wixador. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. As you pour your way through books.
Better than my performance.
As you guys pour your way through the books, you do find some mention of Wixador. And that is in the book that sort of outlines business plans. And it tells of potentially exciting news that Phileas thinks she might be able to change the property of the ironweed so that it doesn't produce iron, but other materials. Copper or gold. Still in experimental stages, but she thinks she may have found a possibility there. She still is no closer to figuring out why ironweed does what it does or how it comes to be. Another place you see a sale was made to the Orlane family. of boats and gear as they were trying to get on their feet. Back about 20 some odd years ago. You see worry cropping up about 16 or so years ago in the one notebook that the Orlanes are expanding aggressively. And Kristlanar isn't sure how that he has the strength for this anymore. And that's, aside from some very basic exchanges, that's the most interesting stuff you guys have found. But there's a lot more to the books. They are very thick. It will take more than one night to look through.
That's fine.
Hey, Rodith.
Yeah.
Since you're here and we're far from finished, I'll say as I kind of like close the book and hand it back to him. Do you think maybe after we're done with this, you could possibly help me with something, a project I'm working on that has to do with chemicals and chemical reactions?
Possibly.
You're becoming an alchemist or something, right?
I've read a lot on it.
Great. Not now or anything. Just at some point that would be. I think I could use your help, and it would benefit the party greatly.
What you trying to make?
Well, the first thing I would like to make is essentially a powder to block the lungs and cause choking.
Okay.
I figured it would be a good way to incapacitate anyone we want to incapacitate without necessarily having to blow one's head off, as well as just to help us give us an edge when we're fighting them.
Okay.
Again, don't worry about it too much now. Just something to keep in mind for later when we're done with this, if we're gonna continue our late night study buddy sessions.
Sure. I don't know what I got myself into now.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? It's me. I don't do anything wrong. I can like do finger guns.
We could blow each other up.
I mean, I'll keep the gunpowder very far away from this.
Or me.
Yes. Or you. It'll be only me.
I do sometimes blow stuff up. Just not intentionally, it just kind of happens.
I know the feeling.
Like a hydra.
Like a hydra.
Yes, that was rather impressive.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
that was all.
Okay, and thanks for your help tonight. Got
No
a small
problemo.
pitcher. Just need to be able to tie it all together. And as soon as we can tie it all together, much better. But I think I need to have a talk with Dad tomorrow.
Did Tidius go off to have his booty call?
Have his what?
Have his booty call?
Booty.
I sent a message to Dalton. If she was watching the show, he would have too.
Oh yeah, that worked out for you.
Okay. So he would have been at the show with her at her table.
Okay. Tor wouldn't bother him then.
Actually, Bondro,
Yes.
here's a thought. Knowing what we know, that Fulanus had figured out a way to convert ironweed.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't heard of anybody else in the region being able to do this, have we?
Are you implying we should get into the gold making business?
I'm implying that the fastest way to bring a rat out of its hole is to lay some cheese for it.
Oh.
So what if it happened to spread that coming into town we came across the recipes? And we now have the information.
Well, I mean, that would definitely be a thing to broadcast. If we were to happen to find these recipes, for example, you would tell me, right, so that I could set up traps in my room?
I would help set up traps in everybody's room.
Perfect. That's great, yes. Then yes, we totally found those recipes.
Not yet. We'll dig a
Not
little
yet,
bit more
okay.
information, but I think we found some recipes. In theory.
Okay.
All right.
As you guys head off to sleep that night, you guys awaken the next morning fully recharged. What you guys want to do? What you guys' plans that morning?
Well, Megan said Tor wanted to talk to Tidius, so.
Oh, okay.
We also
But
only
that-
have 4
that's
minutes
him
left.
going off with the
Yeah, but I mean,
other-
she could do it the next morning.
Yeah, the next morning, Tor would probably grab him at some point.
All right. As you guys wake up the next morning, heads out of your rooms.
To
There's a
quickly
strange-
interrupt everything, Dalton, and ruin the tension, we're not going to be going on too much longer, are we?
No, running at 11.
Okay, just making sure, because I'm getting fuzzy and I don't want to. All right, just
Alright.
making sure.
As you
Must
guys
be
wake
like
up,
a peach.
as you guys step outside of your rooms, Tidius, you noticing this before you even step out of the room. It's very quiet. Tidius, as you roll over to give a sarcastic good morning to Lorana, you say the words, but no sound comes from your mouth.
Oh, shit.
Terena, as you give a great big yawn in the morning, no sound comes out from the yawn. Bondro, as you touch your chest, as you wake up in the morning, touch your chest a little too hard and wince in pain. There's no sound to it. Rodith, as you give your prayers, no words come out.
Through the earring towards it. Hey, can anybody hear me?
There's nothing.
Staff and shield are out, and I'm opening up the door to my room and stepping out.
Yeah, am I alone or?
You are with Lorana, who's currently
Still there.
freaking out as well. She's still asleep as you keep saying words and no sound comes out.
Yeah, the armor goes on and the weapon gets in my hand.
Because
And I go to the door.
As you
Rodis
guys,
knows what silence is.
Yeah, I just would too.
and it's not that this is silence, because you can hear like the sounds of like your shoes scraping against the ground, the staff
really?
hitting the wood, but no voice comes from your throats. And as you open the doors and poke your heads out, you can see that other people are poking their heads out, and in silent terror, they're panicking to each other. All the sounds are echoing throughout the room. None of them are voices. That's where we're going to leave it for the evening.
Oh,
Well, that's
shit.
just fantastic.
Tor can actually talk through this, but she hasn't figured out she has that power yet. So
And notice how I cut out the music.
God damn it.
Yeah, that's what we're going to pick up next week.
Damn it. Fucking message requires a whisper.
Tor's awakened mind doesn't, if she can figure out that she has it.
Sending requires verbal. God damn it. I have paper and pen though. I will pull it out.
Well, there go half my spells.
half.
Yeah, about half. I can still
This
smite,
is
motherfucker.
tonight.
I will tell you, all of my healing spells are gone.
I'm gonna post this in the chat. You can, going to that site, you can go to components and filter by no verbal, and see if any of your spells are functional.
That's a no.
Oh wow. I can do my cantrip, thunderclap.
I can counter
Oh, hypnotic
spell.
pattern still works. That's good.
I can counter spell, and that's yeah.
Okay, sorcerer.
Question though, Dalton, does awakened mind count for the verbal component?
Okay.
Skittles, what?
It would not.
Okay.
Yeah, I have counter spell.
I got nothing.
Doesn't seem like metagaming at all. Well, we might be meeting some news agents here.
Hey, minor illusion is good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can still do minor illusion. Thunderclap and hypnotic pattern. Hypnotic pattern's kind of clutch, so.
So you still got absorb elements.
Yeah, any of my item ones should still work.
This is true. Your items can
Yeah.
still cast spells.
So I should still have
Supernova.
haste. I'll have haste. I'll have my defensive spells.
Rhoda can still do his casting
Yeah,
spells.
I couldn't
Or
summon
his
my
healing
armor.
for the staff.
I have no armor.
No,
I have
because
no armor.
Your armor can't be summoned without verbal?
No, my armor is summoned by command word.
Oh.
I have an AC of 12.
Mass.
14
14
with
with a shield.
No, my
Mass-
shield brings it up to 15, and then haste brings it up to 17.
So still higher than Tor.
So I can still use my staff.
Oh! Tor totally can communicate. She's fine.
With
If
sending.
anybody has seen, Short Circuit 2.
We're done.
Not in like 30 years, hon.
No, you know what you can do. Can you still cast tongues?
It's verbal.
Damn
Tongues
it! I
is-
was gonna say you could talk in sign language and we all understand.
Tongues is
Damn
verbal,
it.
yeah.
She can play songs, though. If you guys know the words to the songs that she's playing,
Oh my
she can
God,
communicate
you're
that way.
You're gonna play down on Broadway.
Short Circuit 2, Trapped in the Fridge.
Down on
I haven't
Broadway.
seen the Short Circuit movies in so long.
Short Circuit was such a great movie.
Johnny 5! And then that guy with the beard and the glove. And then the one where he goes like super evil
Yeah.
and robs a bank. Oh god. Good memories.
All right, I'm gonna head out, everyone.
I
So
will
I
end the
had
recording.
fun.
Bye, Jordan.
So is this
Bye.
is this a spell or is this something you homebrewed?
We'll
see.
find out. We know the answer to this.
Well, I
It'll
don't know
be,
of a spell that'll do it selectively like that.
Every cleric spell requires a verbal component.
Just seriously, like 10 sorcerer ones don't.
I have none of those sorcerer spells.
I just have counterspell. That's the only one I have that'll work right now.
Good, counterspell to silence.
It's already cast. I can't do shit.
Well, God damn it, you're not trying hard enough. All right, now I'm stopping
And,
recording.
Dispel magic apparently requires a verbal.
Yes, it does. Because I have it, and I'm a cleric. And all cleric spells require verbal. God damn. Fuck you, Dalton. Ending recording.